WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. This Rutgers report is brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. A bit of a close call for Greg Schiano's Scarlet Knights in their season opener, getting by the Ohio Bobcats at home, 34-31. They only managed a field goal in the second half, but a win is a win. Junior wideout Ian Strong led the way offensively, 7 catches for 100 yards, while DT Sheffield hauled in 4 passes for 85 yards, including a 54-yard touchdown in the second quarter. The Rutgers also blocked a punt, which was recovered in the end zone for a TD. So a 1-0 start to the season and prepping for tomorrow afternoon's home game against Miami of Ohio. That's a 3:30 p.m. kickoff and can be heard right here on the Fan, with Rutgers currently favored by 15.5 points. That is your Friday Rutgers Athletics report here on the Fan. I'm Chris Lopresti.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Oh, baby, here we go, BT. The first football Friday of the year. Excited for Jets and Giants on Sunday, and it's a little different feel this year. I understand that we want to be excited and fans want to have hope, but there is legitimate reason to believe that both franchises have turned the corner here. You could start with the Giants and their quarterback situation and the talent that they have. We could start with the Jets and talk about a new head coach, a new regime, and a clean field. But I think realistic reasons to be optimistic, not just about this year, but maybe that this is the beginning of the turnaround for each of these two franchises.
I'm with you. You know, there's contrived fear and there's baseless fear. And I don't think that this is it. There's enough elements here, whether it's, Dart, who's obviously going to be a massive storyline, Aaron Glenn, first year as head coach, hopefully change the Jets culture. Both teams have some really good pieces on defense. Now, what the divisions look like and future draft choices and ownership, there's a lot to get to, but I do agree. I think that in years past, we've sat here and we fought the good fight. All right, if this happens, if that happens, if this happens, if that happens, maybe if we get lucky, if this guy could do this, if that happens in Buffalo or in Dallas, whatever it might be. Like, we run ourselves in circles. Like, we twist our brains in knots trying to carve out a path of relevance for both the Jets and the Giants, because let's face it, we are desperate for relevant, competitive football. And I got to be honest with you, I think the seeds have been planted to get that.
At the very least, the main reasons would be a new head coach with the Jets, a fresh start there, and a new quarterback or quarterbacks, but specifically Jackson Dart with the Giants. So it's not just about, look at the tough schedule. And obviously we'll get into that. I can't wait to get into that, whether it's the week 1 matchups or just beyond in this particular season. But the reason for long-term belief is if you believed in Brian Daboll, you're going to see him now in year 4 with a talented group. Regardless of where they end up at the end of the year, you want to see some positive signs. But you know that Jackson Dart is looming, whether it's in week 5, whether it's week 11, whether it's even to start next year. At least you know that the future of the Giants franchise is in a better spot today than it was last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because the potential of having your quarterback in Dart is greater than what we saw with Daniel Jones. And for the Jets, that's why I'd probably side with the Giants. I think they're set up better, not for success this year, talking about long term.
Big picture.
Because they have the quarterback in place, whereas the Jets are just starting to lay the groundwork for a foundation with Aaron Glenn. And we're not even thinking about the future quarterback yet. We're trying to see the groundwork being laid in year 1.
Well, that's what makes it interesting, and it makes it a little bit of a tough read. And, if you were to try to pin me down for an answer like whose future is brighter right now, I can honestly go either way. I really can't, because either team, there's going to be a leap of faith involved. Again, talk about Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart appears to be the right draft choice. And it looks as if the Giants have nailed this, and it looks like when he plays, he's going to look pretty good.
But I myself am not going to go that far. I'm just excited that they have the potential.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then when he gets the opportunity, then it's going to be about, okay, is he, I'm not saying he is the answer. All I'm saying is they have the potential answer in place. Same thing with Aaron Glenn. We don't know. You can think he's going to be great. I can think, I don't know. But the potential of a new head coach saying all the right things, that's the appeal. But we don't know whether Dart or Aaron Glenn are going to be the right guy.
I agree, but that's what makes it appealing. That's what makes it the possibilities enticing. Because there's nothing worse, especially in football. Like, there's nothing worse when it's stale. Like, when you know, even if your quarterback's okay, like Daniel Jones, you just know Daniel Jones was never going to be it. You were never going to have the snapshot, the visual of Daniel Jones hoisting up the Lombardi Trophy, Giants number 5 champion. You just knew it. Even when he beat Minnesota back in 22, because the next game against Philly, it looked like they were the JV team. So the staleness has gone away from the Giants. And from a Jets perspective, the staleness that had forever infiltrated this building, you just knew that Robert Saleh was, forget about the quarterback stuff, was so overwhelmed. There wasn't a real leader in the building. And now you look at Aaron Glenn, and again, it's a leap of faith. We've got to connect dots. We've got to see him get the job done. We've got to see him, really week to week grow, get rid of the penalties, know how to handle time and down and distance and all that clock management stuff, which the good coaches could do. But at least there's a freshness and a conviction that they've got a guy whose shoulders are broad enough for the job and is ready to roll. So it's not about, the Jets are going to do 11 games of the Giants this and Dart's going to be like Eli. Nobody really knows, but there's a freshness and there's a hope. And I'll take it. Thank God.
Well, think about where we were a year ago. 2 years ago with the Jets, it was different because there was legitimate hope and reason to believe in the team, whether it's what they had on defense or Aaron Rodgers coming in. Obviously, the injury derailed everything. Giants, a little bit of a different story. But think about where we were last year with both these teams. I'm yelling and screaming, I can't watch Daniel Jones anymore. Move on from Daniel Jones. You made a mistake. I didn't want the wide receiver, as good as neighbors can be. You had to pick a quarterback. So I was waiting to get to this point that we're at. And with the Jets, it was about, oh, God, Aaron Rodgers, 40 years old, coming off that significant injury. Saleh's not a good head coach. He's overmatched. They should have made a change. And it played out that exact way where both teams had miserable seasons. So from that standpoint alone, where we were at with the negative energy and feel and the impending doom a year ago, it's totally different. It does not mean that each team is going to have great success right out of the gate or at any point this year. It just means that the feel is totally different, and it's not impending doom. It's more optimism with each side.
I think that both fan bases are invigorated for all the reasons that we just ran through. By the way, now this doesn't mean immediate team success. We want to be clear about that, although I think I'm a little bit higher on both teams than Sal. We'll get the calls, 888-808-1019, BT and Sal. But if you look at, and I know that even bad Jet teams and bad Giant teams have had a couple of very good players, but you look at the Giants roster, Andrew Thomas, obviously Burns, obviously Lawrence, hopefully down the road, the quarterback. Like the Giant, and I'm leaving players out. Abdul Carter. Yeah. I mean, there's maybe Thibodeau. There's 5, 6, 7 neighbors who are legitimately either already superstars or have a chance to really punctuate that this season with a big season. Same thing for the Jets. Obviously they've got a young, outstanding left tackle. Sauce just got paid. I know last year was down, but Sauce is really talented. Garrett Wilson's incredible. Breece Hall's really good. Quentin Williams could be all-pro. He's already been Pro Bowl. And other players as well. So you look at both rosters. There's reason for hope. Now, again, football is very unforgiving. This could very well be 0-3 for both teams. I don't think it will be, but it's go time. And it finally seems as if the positivity or the hope is not unfounded. And that's a good place to be.
I do think that the one team that has to win sooner is obviously the Giants. When you talk about year 4 in a regime with Joe Shane and Brian Dable, when you talk about all the pieces that they now have in place, there are no more excuses. Whereas with the Jets, it's year 1. So for me, if the Jets win 5 games, it's like, all right, well, I'm looking at, I want to see, as Aaron Glenn said, a team that the fans can be proud of, a team that plays the game the right way, that's competitive. The foundation is being laid. So I'm not judging them on the win-loss, where I do think there's got to be an element to that with the win-loss for the Giants, even with potentially going to Jackson Dart whenever it is that they decide to go to him. If their defense isn't as good as we think it's going to be, if their offense doesn't move the ball and score some points, if they're not winning some of these games regardless of the schedule, I do think that's a bad thing for the Giants. They're going to have to win more games this year than, say, the Jets, who are, to me, not going to be evaluated on the win-loss record.
Well, that's part of the positivity here, at least, from the division stuff. Now, the Eagles are champions. Eagles are good, and we'll get to last night a little bit later in the show. I mean, just a ridiculous start to the game, an interesting finish and delay. But you worried about Dallas? I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys last night. Now, I know that CeeDee Lamb, and he had a rough night, 4 drops, is an absolute monster. And I've got great respect for Dak Prescott. Are you telling me that this Giants front seven not going to have Dak, whether it's in Dallas or here, going to have Dak Prescott running from the opening snap? They're going to bludgeon him. Like, should the Giants be afraid of the Cowboys? I don't think so.
I wouldn't say afraid, but I'm not going to overreact to one sloppy, choppy game. We get into that after we get some.
No, I get that, but that's part of the evaluation. Now the Dallas offense that's going to be their strength, as I told you yesterday.
Right.
But their defense stinks.
Right. Well, the Giants going to be able to stop the Eagles or Cowboys. Hey, before we get to that, how about the Giants?
Commanders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. BT and Sal, the fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. NFL Talk on the Fan, presented by Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between Pittsburgh and New York, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Come on, it's nothing. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Charlie's in Bethpage. Charlie, you're already upset about your Jets. I could feel it.
BT and Sal, good morning. But it's a good Friday for football, baby. I am pumped right now. I'm actually at the Harmony getting all my box numbers for the weekend. I'm ready for football.
Can you get
and
us
the New York Jets.
I need some juice. I'm getting itchy.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm just telling you right now. They owe the Steelers an ass kicking. I drove out to Pittsburgh last year and watched Russell Wilson make the Jets look silly. It's our turn to a payback, and we got to do it this weekend, and we need to see it. I'm skeptical about the quarterback position. I didn't see it. We got to run the ball. We have an offensive line. We took an injury this week. That hurts us, but we have enough backups that can pick up the slack. But the Jets better come out fired up. I believe in Glenn. I love him as a player. I love him as a leader, and we're going in the right direction. The quarterback position, I needed to see more from this kid during spring season and didn't see much of him. So they must be holding him back for some reason. I want to see it this weekend. I cannot have a setback like last year.
Yeah. Thanks for the call there, Charlie. Listen, to me, the evaluation of the Jets, it's two very different things. Like, the offense is going to be a work in progress. I mean, if it's situations where, it's 2nd and 13, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, Jets are dead. Like, listen, everybody knows. Now, Justin Fields has gotten better throwing the football incrementally, percentage-wise. The stats back that up, but he is still a slightly below average thrower of the football. The Jets can't win that way. At least they can't win that way consistently. So the offense is going to be more of a week-to-week growth. I know what they're going to try to do, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it right away. The Jets defense has no excuses this weekend. Number one, the field's going to be wet. It all probably is going to rain on Sunday. Rodgers is 41 years old, and you've got some elite defensive players, and I'm not particularly concerned about the Steelers' offense. Now, their O-line is good. It really is. But are you telling me the Jets defense shouldn't be punishing Aaron Rodgers from the opening snap?
Yeah,
why not?
I don't want to. I mean, look, I think the Steelers are going to lie. No, you could say that. I just
but
think
I'm saying,
I think the Steelers
are going to be right. But what? Why shouldn't if the Jets defense is going to be good?
Is Sauce going to go out there and shut down DK Metcalf?
I don't know, but he should. He just got $190 million. Then go and do it.
He should. Let's see it. So I need to see it before I believe it. I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I think DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers are going to chew Sauce Gardner up.
Listen, I'm not even about making a prediction right now.
Run the football. Yeah, I
don't know what's going to. What I'm saying though, for the Jets to be on their way to being good, like the first thing that's got to show up this season is the defense.
Can I tell you what I like about the Jets setup? Because everybody's going to knock the quarterback, and I have myself. I said, well, they got a quarterback that can't throw. Here's what he is, Justin Fields is, that I love. He's not a rookie. And how many times have we seen it just recently with the Jets throwing these rookies to the wolves with head coaches who are overmatched? You can even go back to Bowles, who I like, and I think he's a solid head coach, but giving him Sam Darnold when he's not an offensive guy was not the right recipe. Obviously, Zach Wilson, not the right recipe. So when we saw the Jets, it was, hey, new start, Robert Saleh, our head coach can kick your head coach's ass. Here we go with a rookie quarterback. Like, the timeline for me was not right. I like that they have a rookie head coach, but didn't pair him with a rookie quarterback. So now you can have a guy who's got something to prove, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he does have an elite skill set, his legs.
Yeah, he does. There's no question.
I like that. I don't think he's going to beat you consistently through the air.
Yeah,
that's not what he does,
That's not what they're paying him for. So, and listen, think about what I said about the Giants with the staleness, with Daniel Jones. You just knew that he wasn't going to be the guy. The one thing that I think is most deflating in terms of watching your football team, if you're the fan or a fan of a perennially bad team, is starting a season with like a transient guy who's 32, 33, bouncing around. He's a veteran. He's been on 3-4 teams. You know he's not the guy. At least there is youth and there is like a dynamic quality and athleticism and some bounce, a lot of bounce with Justin Fields. So he's in his mid-20s. He's got something to prove. And, you know, they're not going to win the MVP, but at least it's not like Cade McNown or Kellen Clemens. I mean, the guy's got some upside.
The way that I would look at it would be with Alex Smith with the Niners. You could even say with the Chiefs, but Alex Smith with the, and I know it was different, he top pick, whatever, but when they started to have success.
When Harbaugh came in, that first year.
Correct.
He was horrendous before that.
And I'm not saying that Fields is exactly that. I'm just saying that model where, okay, we're going to try to build a foundation of winning some games and playing football the right way with a quarterback who I know his limitations, I know his strengths. And then eventually to get to another level, they went to Kaepernick at the time and took off and took it to another level.
When bunkers in Green Bay in the playoff game.
Exactly. You want to go with the Chiefs and use the Alex Smith, okay, setting it up for Patrick Mahomes. That, to me, would be where the Jets are at. It's year one with Aaron Glenn. The primary goal here should be to set the foundation of winning football, a right culture here. They think they have the right quarterback to do that for now. We'll worry about that later. I'm not talking about the individual matchups in week one.
I hear you.
I'm just
I think that's smart. I like that approach.
The setup is right for the Jets right now.
Well, listen, the Jets haven't won games, and it's no coincidence that the Jets also have not had an identity for a long time. So the first step is to establish the identity. I think it's going to be one of accountability, which they've never had, one of toughness, one of discipline, and two things that have also been missing. So you start there. And you're right, like the evaluate, and that's the other thing too. It's not this automatic expectation like, all right, the Jets got Rodgers, the roster's pretty good, go and win 12 games and go and try to win a Super Bowl. No, we're going to be fair to Aaron Glenn, and we're going to be fair to Jackson Dart, and we're going to be fair as these teams slowly build to whatever they're going to be. A little bit of a different standard because Glenn's in year one, and obviously Dable's in year four, as Sal just said. But it's almost like a fresh reset, and I welcome it.
Lawrence is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. What's up, Lawrence?
Yo.
Guys, I'm fired up for the Giants game and for the season in general. I think that the defense is going to get after the football. And then even more importantly is the additions we made to our secondary, because last year our secondary was garbage. So, I mean, if we're getting after the quarterback and the secondary can cover, I know Russell Wilson can run an offense. It's all going to be on the coaching. If the Giants suck, it's going to be because of the coaches, not because of the players, I think.
I don't know if I would say that specifically, but I do think this is a big year to evaluate the coaching. And specifically when you talk about the Giants, well, it's not even just specific to the defense. I know that's supposed to be their strength, but I do think they got to score some points here. Dable's an offensive guy. They brought in Russell Wilson, a veteran quarterback. Forget Jackson Dart for a second. They have Malik Neighbors. Their offensive line, at least right now, who knows what's going to happen with Thomas. I mean, you could get some news today that he's going to be out, but I'm going to assume he's going to be healthy. You have a decent running back in Tracy there. I don't think the Giants are going to be great running the football, but they should be much, much better and more consistent. Even Theo Johnson, tight end.
I like him. I've always liked him.
Me too. So hopefully he could stay healthy or is healthy right now and can be a playmaker for them.
He will be.
They should be able to move the football and score some freaking points.
Well, think about this, Sal. How many teams, I'm not saying there's none, but there's certainly not, 17, 18, or 19. How many teams, because this is really what the NFL is about. It's about matchups and, you know what I'm going to do, but you still can't stop what I'm going to do, even though you know what I'm going to try to do here. And how many teams in the NFL, starting with week one, come out of the tunnel and from an offensive perspective have a player that the opposing DC is terrified about? The Giants have that in Malik Neighbors. And as much as I love Garrett Wilson, the Giants have that more than the Jets have that. Garrett Wilson's very good. Malik Neighbors, to me, is different. He's a little different than Garrett Wilson. He really is. Now, I like to see Garrett Wilson with a better quarterback, and that's obviously a different discussion. But when you at least have that as a starting point, one guy who terrifies every defensive coordinator, now if you are coached well and you get competent quarterback play and Andrew Thomas stays upright and healthy, the Giants should be putting up 24, 27, 30 points some weeks. Can we get past the 13, 16, 17 points?
Just do the math. There should be options throughout the course of each play, and you have a veteran quarterback, a Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback. that should be able to make those decisions versus last year with Daniel Jones where he's not pulling the trigger. He's taking forever. He's not seeing the right read.
Guys were wide open downfield.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why we defend the Dable.
Right.
Because it wasn't so much the schematics. This guy wouldn't pull the trigger.
BT and Sal on the Fan. When we come back, I want to get what you're looking for from both the Jets and Giants. I have my list of the primary things I'm looking for, obviously outside of the results. We want to see them win. But what you're looking to see in week one. We'll get to that. And your calls as well when we come back. 888-808-1019.
Here's the first. I'll beat you to it. First thing I want to see, Jets cover 2.5. Let's go. Home dogs. Get that account nice and bloated before we get going. All right, Sal, this NFL season, speaking of bets here, FanDuel, that's where I put my little Jet play in. FanDuel wants you to boost your bets even more. Right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. That means you get 2 times the payout on NFL's Sunday money line bet. Money line bets are fun. When you nail a money line bet, how good does that feel? So maybe you take your favorite team to win. Maybe you think one of the big dogs will win outright. Or maybe you play it safe and take one of the top teams to win. Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, you can double the winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/BT and jump into the NFL fun with a chance to win even bigger. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure. It's simple to navigate, by the way. And when you win, get paid right away. So FanDuel's the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Also the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet. Restrictions to apply, including any token expiration of max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Going on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx, taking on the Blue Jays. 7:05 tonight, driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in Store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy. Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Keeps out back on The Fan on this Football Friday. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. You know, obviously, everybody wants to see wins from the Jets and Giants. Okay, so outside of that, the thing that I would be looking to see, BT, from the Jets is the discipline. We talked about this with Anthony Becht yesterday. And by the way, we'll have Kevin Burkhard, who's calling the game with Tom Brady on Fox. We'll have him coming up at 11 o'clock. He's doing the Giants and Washington game, which I was shocked, actually, to see him. I'm like, what?
They sent it the top team there, you mean?
Yeah,
I know.
The top team doing a Giants game out of the
Hopefully
game?
Brady got a little bit better.
This might be it for well, we'll see about that.
He actually got better as the year went on, and Burkhard's great. That'll be fun.
In year two. So, yeah, we'll talk to him and get some. We did the Giants stuff, Jet stuff yesterday with Ian and Anthony Becht, but we talking about it with Becht. He said, and I'm going to take his word for it. He's a coach at the UFL, whatever, former player. He said that those things, the discipline, the penalties can be cleaned up immediately. That is what I want to see first and foremost on Sunday from the Jets' perspective, a team that plays smart, disciplined football.
I love it. Who the hell am I to disagree with somebody who played 11 years in the NFL and that is currently a coach, but I'm going to. I don't know if you can clean it up immediately. I honestly think that there's a transition there. Now, the more in tune you are on the first day, even in OTAs, like the first day that you assemble the team with Aaron Glenn here, it's got to be punitive. Like if you just jump off sides or have a false start from an offensive perspective, even if it's April during OTAs, and there's no real accountability, verbal, running, whatever it might be. Hey, take a seat, next man up. And I think that Aaron Glenn's done that. So I'm not saying that it's going to take 2 months to notice an appreciable change in that. Week one, I'd be a little surprised, but I'm certainly hopeful, and I think that that's a really good one. I mean, if they can't do that, the season tone will not change the way we need it to change.
It at least should be better. I'm with you more so than, I don't know if that could be cleaned up right out of the gate.
Yep.
But I do think that there's an element that you will be able to detect right out of the gate whether it's getting better or not.
That's a good one. All right, so my first one for the Jets is going to be, and we've got one for the Giants, obviously, is going to be trench play. Like, to me, we've sat here for months and told everybody how the Jets are going to run the ball 32, 33, 35 times a game. Or that's at least the intent, unless you fall behind 20-3 and you've got to start throwing the ball, which is a disaster recipe for them. I want to see, and you'll just know it. And I present it in a fairly nebulous way. Like, there's no statistic or whatever. But you know when you have good, solid trench play, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, tricky spot on the field, the confidence to say, hey, go for it. Go get the yard, move the sticks, hold on to the football. Last year, the Jets didn't do it well. The year before, they didn't do it well. And what was so alarming about the defensive trench play by the Jets here ago, they could not stop the run at all. They just got punked. Now, they made a trade a couple of weeks ago, which obviously should help them, and hopefully a different scheme, whatever. But if the Jets' inner lines, offensively and defensively, is not appreciably better, they've got no hope.
Right, because
I think it will be, by the way.
Because they are built to win in the trenches, which I like. We talked about this for years, building inside out. So that's a good thing to look for. And for the Giants' perspective, the number one thing I'm looking for, and obviously there could be, a lot of sexy plays on offense with Neighbors and maybe how they're going to run the football and Russell Wilson. No, I think the primary thing that we should all be looking at, if you want to pick an individual defensive player, sure, I'm looking at the defense overall. On paper, this looks like it should be an elite defense, a game-changing, game-wrecking defense. Are we going to see that in reality? And a lot of times, BT, I do think you could detect that early, where you just get a feel from a defense that's swarming, that's wreaking havoc in the backfield. There are no excuses. They have the horses, multiple horses. I want to see it right out of the gate, this Giants defense showing up in week 1.
I like it, and I'm kind of following that piggyback here, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific. Turnovers. Giants got to start cranking over turnovers. You got to. So to me, I looked at the numbers from a year ago, and the Giants were like 29th in turnover margin. They were -8, which is, I don't care who the hell you play. If your turnover margin is -8, you're destined to win 3, 4, 5, 6 games. You can't win. All right, so if we sit here and have sat here as we have all summer, hey, the Giants front seven, this and that, which I firmly believe can be among the best in football. Well, the way that manifests itself is there's a sudden flip of the field because I turn you over. I have a strip sack. I have, a lot of 3rd and longs, and now things are kind of, wacky, and the opposing quarterback's out of the pocket, flings it up because he's got 2 monsters chasing him. And guess what? It winds up in the hands of somebody in the Giants secondary or a linebacker. And eventually that should, I believe, lead to points, but you got to, because I do think the Giants will protect the ball this year with Russell Wilson, right, and hopefully eventually Jackson Dart. Russ not going to give it over 2-3 times a game. That's not what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to average 30 points, but he's going to protect the ball. Can the Giants defense turn you over? It's massive key.
And obviously week 1, tough matchup against Jaden Daniels, but hey, right out of the gate, let's see what you can do against an elite quarterback, a dual threat quarterback, and an offense that was pretty good last year. I do think the Commanders are going to take a little bit of a step back this year, but we'll see. And most importantly, I don't care about the points. I'm not even looking at that. You'll know a good defense when you see it right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to see that from the Giants. WFAN NFL Football is powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. BT and Sal on the Fan. Brad is in Mineola. What's up, Brad?
Very, very excited for Sunday at 1 o'clock. Very excited about the Giants' front seven. Obviously, the schedule is a killer. But, Sal, I'm going to disagree with you. Points matter. And I know points matter. That's an idiotic statement to make. But points do matter. If the Giants are going to score 21, 24, 27 points a game, Giants are going to have one of the best defenses in football. Because if you're going to score, that means that these guys are going to be hunting for the quarterback in the 3rd and 4th quarter. If you're not going to score and teams are going to outscore you by 7, 10 points, all they're going to be doing is running the ball. And their biggest benefit of those 4 guys who could be a NASCAR package are not going to be able to benefit at the end of the game.
Well, hold on. Let me just be clear here. Let me just be clear and I'll let you finish. I said from a Giants defense perspective, the point total that they allow to me doesn't matter when I'm evaluating what is a great defense or not. Even the best defenses sometimes are going to allow a bunch of points, especially when you're going up against Jaden Daniels. However, if you get him on his ass, if you turn the ball over, even if you allow, let's say, 27 points, I still think you could see signs of a great defense. That's what I meant, just to be clear about the points don't matter. Now, go ahead, Brad.
Okay, I got you, and I apologize. I read you wrong.
Yeah, it's okay.
But let me ask you a question. And then I'll let you guys talk. After watching last night, and obviously both teams, the first game, are still trying to figure stuff out. But after watching last night and looking what the Giants have on paper, is it really bad to say the Giants are going to have the best defense in the NFC East this year?
Well, I mean, I don't think that it's a reckless, ridiculous statement that they could. Matter of fact, I'd probably think, well, I mean, the Eagles have some players. Although you could throw on the Eagles. The
Eagles' best defensive player, though, was out. We could get to that when we come back.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I think they got a chance to do that. I do. But Dallas is certainly not in the running. Dallas' defense is going to be bad.
Well, why can't they be?
Well, I think they could be.
We know the Eagles are Super Bowl champions, and they're great. We know the talent that they have. Assuming Jalen Carter doesn't spit himself out of all these games here moving forward. But so I'm not saying the Eagles' defense is going to be bad, but yeah, on paper, I think it's fair to say, hey, you know what? If the Giants do what they're supposed to do, they can have the best defense in the division.
And by the way, Sal, forget about using the word, it's fair or they could. I think we've got to push the envelope a little bit further. They almost should. I mean, when you devote all these resources to, those positions, Kayvon Thibodeau, 5th overall pick, Dexter Lawrence, premium pick, 2nd contract. Obviously, you draft Abdul Carter, top 3. You trade for Burns. You give up a lot there. You give him a lot of money. So it's supposed to be dominant. What the hell are we talking about here?
It should be. Well, the difference, I guess, would be it's supposed to be dominant, it's supposed to be great. Is it going to be as good as the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles? And you do have a great defense in your own division there. So even if the Giants were second, I still think that that's saying something, that they have a great defense. It should be, forget about even just within the division, it should be one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL, right? I mean, you're right.
Based on the points per game or... See, that's why you... Yeah.
I'm not talking about points per game because that stuff can be based on each individual week. I'm talking about a defense that is going to wreak havoc. You know it when you see it. Yep. Guys that get to the quarterback, that put pressure on the quarterback, whether they get his ass down, whether they turn him over, whether they make him scramble, whether they make him scared. Those are the things that I want to see from an elite defense, turning the ball over. So even sometimes the good defenses will allow some points. I'm not worried about the points.
I think the Giants are going to have a suddenness to their defense this year. That's why I used the term before, like the abrupt field position switch. Like there's nothing more deflating when you're in your own stadium and you're cruising, and then all of a sudden, bang, strip sack, bang, pick 6, bang, whatever. And then it's like, all right, here comes the opposing offense, stadium quiet. Now, you've got to punctuate that with points. The other thing, too, is, and this is, people know this, but I think it needs to be said, too, and this applies to both teams. Too often, the offenses have been 3 and out, punt, empty drives, whatever, field goals. And you look at the Eagles defense, but you also look at the Eagles offense, which gives the Eagles defense a chance to rest so that they're not on the field for 38 minutes.
Right. Think
about that. They're fresh. Let's go hunting quarterbacks. We're feeling good.
You've got to be able to move the football at the very least. If you can't score and the Giants haven't been able to score, you got to be able to move the football, and they've had trouble even doing that. So I do think that there's going to be a better combination, which should help out the defense. But think about it, BT. Would you rather be that, they bend but don't break defense?
I'm sick of that.
Yeah, well, okay. Oh, so you allow a field goal, that's great. Eventually, you're going to get broken. I want a defense that's going to win the line of scrimmage, push the offense back, make them scared, get to the quarterback, take him down, wreak havoc in that backfield. That, to me, is the sign of a great defense.
I agree. We got a break. By the way, what I want to see the visual, I just want to see quarterbacks getting popped from behind.
Yeah.
Balls on the floor. Let's go.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. It's great. The blazer's sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. You just throw it in your bag and it's going to remain wrinkle free. How great is that? It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
All right, Total Orthopedics, Long Island's premier immediate orthopedic practice. Whether it's a sports-related injury or maybe something a little more complex, Total Ortho has you covered. Locations throughout Long Island with diagnostic equipment right on site. So it's basically one-stop shopping. Now, Total Ortho Express offers 4 convenient walk-in service with no appointment necessary. Even more convenience from the fields or sports courts, whatever it might be, golf course, whatever it is, weight room, straight to a top-rated walk-in orthopedic doctor. You're in good hands. So visit TotalOrthoExpress.com. That's TotalOrthoExpress.com, because time doesn't heal wounds, they do.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
And it creates the issue that the Giants have had over the last couple of years, which is one of your really good players gets hurt, and now you're doing, shift the chess pieces all over the board to figure out how to make it work.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sportsman Edge, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Chiefs meet the division rival Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil tonight. Now, KC has taken 7 straight from L.A., albeit in close, low-scoring games. The Chiefs are favored by 3, but I see them winning by 2, 23-21. Enjoy the game, and let's hope for no weather delays. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan. Presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers, and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only, September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. See the new boat models from all the major manufacturers. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterboatshow.com. See you there.
Nickelodeon Universe at American Dream isn't just an amusement park. It's your ultimate proving ground. The Shredder, the longest free spinning coaster. Kerrang Prime hangs you upside down 50 feet high. Skyline Scream, the tallest indoor spinning drop tower. Push past your limits on the tallest indoor ropes course. Plunge on the new Legends Leap and face the all-new Double Dare Human Crane. Every twist, drop, and heart pounder is a challenge. Are you brave enough? Get tickets now at AmericanDream.com. Minutes from Manhattan.
At Bolavia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bolavia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bolavia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bolavia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BolaviaChevy.com.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers.
Know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Good one last night with the that ump is on my last nerve. Even last night in a win, that dope was trying to mess it up over third base with McMahon. Wendy's Yankees turning point of the game contest here on the Fan. BT and Sal. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the Yankees. They did win 2 in Houston, with Toronto now in the Bronx starting tonight. So the first one to identify correctly last night's turning point, give us a call at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326, and you'll get 2 pairs of tickets to a 2025 Yankees regular season game. It's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan. It's BT and Sal on The Fan. 888-808-1019. Back to the Jets and the Giants calls. We got Kevin Burkhard coming up top of the hour. He's on the call with, of course, Tom Brady Sunday, week 1 for the G-Men. Now, listen, Rodon, we've got to dispel a little something here about Rodon. I mean, for people not to give Rodon respect at this point is beyond unfair. Carlos Rodon has had a hell of a baseball season. And to me, last night was a phenomenal, really the way he's changed his mindset. Because what ruined his first year, number one, he didn't pitch well. Number 2, he was a baby. And last night, and he just couldn't control his emotions. Last night, as things were going awry and wacky everywhere, whether it's the umps or the defense, this guy kept his mouth shut, kept his composure, and got a win. Good stuff. And by the way, he leads baseball in wins. Oh, I know, a BT antiquated stat. I know, understood. But he also has a WAR of 4 if you're into that, which I'm really not. He's on pace for 200 whiffs, and he's got 5 more starts. So with already 16 wins and 5 starts, Carlos Rodon, to me, has earned respect.
He's had a good year. Do you trust him in a big spot?
Well, listen, there's layers to the conversation. I get that.
That's all I'm saying. I
Fully,
think
the answer is no.
Yeah,
but to me, last night was a big spot.
Because I will say,
But last night was a big spot.
I mean, okay. I mean, fair enough. Do you trust him in the postseason? I would not. He had his opportunities last year in the postseason against teams that weren't any good.
The first game he pitched, he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he got the first win.
He followed it up, and he was awful. I forget the exact game. I was at a couple of those games. It was against Cleveland, one of those games, because I remember having this debate with C-Mac. I just don't trust him. Like, he was very good this year. Actually, you could say great, considering where he came from. He had a terrific season. He's been consistent. He's been durable. He's been dominant at times. My issue is I've seen too much bad. Doesn't mean that he can't go out there and light it up in the postseason. He could. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I would not trust him as far as I could throw him.
Now, listen, I'd like to push back and just have a crazy debate like we had yesterday with the Mets bullpen. I'm not going to do it just to do it. But what I will say, because I hear you. I mean, there's spots where you just don't know. But the fear is eroding. Now, it's not fully blossomed into, without any sort of limitations, confidence. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying, for a guy who started as badly as you can start in New York, getting booed, interacting with the fans in Anaheim with the finger, the gesture. I mean, this man is buckled down, and he has taken the baseball with all sorts of stuff going on around him. Heel hurt, Schmidt hurt, Fried amazing, then Fried awful. He's been there. And Schlittler, obviously, lately has been great. From opening day to now, Carlos Rodon's been the Yankees' most reliable starter. He's been very good.
He's done exactly what you want to see. He's gotten better each year here. Year 1 was awful. Year 2, a little bit better. Year 3, much better than certainly the first year, and even better than last year. The problem is in New York, and he said this himself, was one of the things he said, I'm not here to pitch in the regular season. I'm here to pitch in the postseason. Well, we need to see that. So until he gets the job done in the postseason, I'm not going to be giving Rodon any standing ovations. I think he's done a great job turning his Yankee career around because I thought he was toast after year 1, how bad that went. I never thought he'd have success here, and he has had success here. Year 3, he's been better than I ever thought he would be. However, he is ultimately going to be judged on what he does in the postseason, and even though he's been good, I can't, like if he goes out there and gets lit up in game 2 or whatever it may be of whatever series, I wouldn't be surprised. Whereas if Max Fried did, I would be surprised.
Well, let me ask you this. If he had a better first year, would you still say the same thing? You might. I'm just curious,
maybe
though.
Because he would have been consistent. But
Yeah.
I've watched him even last year when he had a good year.
Yeah, no, I get it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
You can't
Even
trust
this
him
year,
fully.
Even this year, there were certain spots like early in the year against Toronto. I was like, there he goes again. Now, nobody's perfect, and he's not an ace, so he shouldn't be held to that standard. But he's nowhere near. He's getting there. He's nowhere near what the Yankees paid him to be, or at least hasn't been that. I think this year has been a lot closer to that. Dude, he's got to get the job done in the postseason. End of story.
Well, the reason I ask you that is because think about this. Like Max Fried, all over the map this year. Cy Young, basically, then awful. Now looks like he's been very good the last couple of starts here. I'm not saying he's schoolable, but he's been very good. So I just think that we're a little... I think, not that there wasn't merit, but I think that we and I say we, I mean all of us.
His year 1 was horrific.
I know it was. I was bashing the guy. I was all over him.
So
He's terrible.
But it was that bad that's...
I get that. That was with merit. There's no doubt he deserved to get crushed. He just didn't look the part. He looked out of place. He looked spooked pitching here. What I was about to say, though, is that sometimes we hold on to these storylines and these narratives and these opinions almost too long where it becomes unfair, where we dig, so maybe even me with Lindor or whatever it might be, where we dig in so deeply that it takes an overwhelming amount of evidence for us to say, oh, maybe this guy's turned the freaking corner here.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
But all I'm asking for is success in the postseason.
But he gave you one last year. He had a great start the first time he pitched game 1.
Oh, no. That's one. I don't think he had a great postseason overall.
But think about this,
I
Sal.
don't remember off the top of my head. You want to go back and do the game?
Forget about the game.
Okay.
No, because I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is I think that why should Rodon be held to a different standard than somebody like Zach Wheeler or DeGrom, just throwing out good pitchers, or Skubal? He's not even that caliber. I'm not saying he's the next cut down. But I feel like there was so much negative anger, and he brought it upon himself.
Right.
His first year, that we would, if he goes out and he gives up 4 runs in 4 2/3 in the divisional series, he's going to get destroyed.
Right.
But some of the other aces around baseball will not. Garrett Cole got smashed by the Boston Red Sox in the AL in the wild card cup his first year here.
But he still got criticized here. His track record is far better than Rodon.
It wasn't here though. That was the first time he pitches in the playoffs for the Yankees.
Doesn't matter. It's still his track record is better, and certainly with the Yankees, he's got more equity than Rodon. I'm not saying you're wrong. Rodon had such an awful first year that it's going to take a lot to dig out. I think he's in the process of doing that. He had a good year 2. He's had a very good year 3. Ultimately, though, Yankee fans are going to care about what he does in the postseason.
Listen, when he takes the baseball in the playoffs, and the reason I said, now, if it was the White Sox last night, the Astros, is it the biggest game of the season? No. There's a lot of circumstances. I know everybody was wrapped up with football. I was watching the Yankees more. The dope at third base, the errors, all the wacky, and he just what worried me about him is that he was a ticking time bomb. And Boone even told us, when not to that degree, but when things go awry with Rodon, you just never know which way he's going to go. And I think he's turned the emotional corner. I'm not saying that in the league championship series or before that. I'm sitting there with my feet up saying it's like Andy Pettitte taking the bait. I'm not saying that at all. But my belief in him has grown. And me no longer believing that he's on the brink of implosion or is on the brink of him, that is lessened. This man deserves some respect. He's got none.
So you have more confidence.
I have a lot more confidence, and he has one of the best. He's had one. Carlos Rodon this year has been one of the 10 best pitchers in baseball. Now, what happens in October? that's the next chapter in his baseball Yankee career. Rodon's been a horse this year. It just needed to be said. That's all I'm saying.
But that's fair. To each their own. I don't trust him. I acknowledge that he's had a great year. I still don't trust him in the postseason. He's got to prove me wrong. You, same thing. You do trust him a little bit more in the postseason. We'll find out. And by the way, if he is what he can be at his best, then he's going to go far in the postseason.
And you got Schlittler tonight. Yeah. The Toronto Blue Jays, Schlittler tonight, Heel and Fried on Sunday.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Kevin Burkhard when we come back. And we'll get back to your calls next hour as well. The city's biggest indoor pickleball event coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
This NFL season, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. Right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. That means you can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. Maybe you'll take your favorite team to win. Maybe you'll think of one of the big underdogs will win outright. Or maybe you'll play it safe and take one of the top teams to win. Whoever you pick, if they win, you can double your winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/Gio, that's G-I-O, and get in on the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
My man, Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, and sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell Pain for all their aches and pains. Visit SamwellPain.com.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit benzfam.com.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. This report is sponsored by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit bensfam.com. Also sponsored by Dr. Jay Shaw at Samwell Pain Management. Visit samwellpain.com. And sponsored by the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Get all your parlays, money line, and prop wagers made on all the sports action at the Meadowlands Racetracks. The FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in North America. 21 plus to wager and present in New Jersey. Gambling problem, dial 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, the Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Astros in Houston to open up this 12-game gauntlet against teams in playoff position, and it continues with the first of 3 tonight in the Bronx against the AL East leading Blue Jays. Toronto 3 clear of the Yankees heading into the opener. You've got Cam Schlittler opposed by Kevin Gausman with pregame coverage at 6:25 here on the Fan, as well as the free Odyssey app. The Yanks have returned outfielder Austin Slater from his rehab assignment and reinstated him from the IL. Meantime, the Mets are expected to do the same with Francisco Alvarez ahead of their series opener against the Reds in Cincinnati. Alvarez has been nursing that right thumb ligament sprain as well as a fractured pinky. He went 4 for 19 with Syracuse during his rehab assignment, including a grand slam. David Peterson and Andrew Abbott on the mound this evening, a 6:40 first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio. U.S. Open, Amanda Anisimova and top seed Aryna Sabalenka into tomorrow's women's final. You got the men's semis today, including a showdown at 3 o'clock between 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz and the 7 seed Novak Djokovic. Fan weather sponsored by NJ MEP Manufacturing Day, October 3rd in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. We've got 77 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. And with Sports Flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Like the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Right now, we welcome in the face of the Fox network, and he went from throwing footballs against lockers in the old basement in Astoria to calling football games with the greatest thrower of footballs that has ever lived. He is Kevin Burkhard. What's up, KB?
Oh, my gosh, Sal BT, what a pleasure. Sal, those days feel like yesterday. You know, you and I throwing Nerf footballs at 2 a.m. and call from the Astoria studios. What happened?
Yeah,
how did we get here?
What happened? Now you're doing Super Bowls with Tom Brady. I mean, I'm thinking
and talking baseball with A-Rod.
Yeah, I know. That's
Sal
right.
stuck with me.
He's got Jeter and A-Rod, and you and I are sitting here together. KB, we are happy to see your career take off. Obviously, you are the face of Fox, as we mentioned. And I was shocked to see you doing the Giants game this week. As soon as I found out, I was like, oh, let's see if we can get Kev on. So we appreciate your couple minutes here. I know you've been doing the meetings with these two teams. What are you seeing from the Giants so far?
Yeah, I think the same thing you guys are seeing, right? And, and that's, look, everyone feels good heading into week 1. Right? It's like spring training. Like, everyone's in the best shape of their life, like that type of thing, you know? But I do think there is a real vibe change with the Giants because they have some grown-ups around in the clubhouse, in the locker room, I should say, to try and change things a little bit. And I think, look, I understand why the fans are going to clamor for Jackson Dart, and they should, and they hope that he's the future of the organization. And I think the Giants feel that way. But I think Russell Wilson is the perfect guy for this team where they are right now, what they've been through the last 3 years. I really do. And I think for him, too, right? It obviously hasn't been smooth sailing since he left Seattle, didn't work out in Denver. I think last year, he was banged up last year with that calf and played pretty well for them. And I know you point to the fact that they went 0-5 down the stretch, but I don't know that they had a lot of weapons. George Pickens was hurt. So, look, I think the reality is, are the Giants better than last year? I think absolutely. And I think most importantly, they feel like they're in a much better place, leadership, camaraderie, all of that. And now we'll see where they are talent-wise, against a team that went to the NFC Championship. So that's the feel I get. I do think that the guy they have running the show right now, it's just the perfect match for where they are right now in their journey trying to get back to respectability.
Well, Kev, think about this. If this was week 7 or week 5, whatever, the Saints game, I think that's the week 5 game for the Giants. Obviously, Dart would be more of a central story. So how do you balance, what I think we all hope is eventually the future of the Giants and Dart versus a guy who's also going to the Hall of Fame and Russell Wilson, and it's week 1. I mean, do you let Brady talk about Dart right away? How do you weave that into the broadcast? It's a big story.
Oh, we're BT. We'll talk about him for sure. There's no doubt about it. We're going to talk about him. But I think what you'll find. Tom really believes that. I'm not going to speak for him. I'll say it on the broadcast, but he believes a lot of these young quarterbacks are not really coached and educated, the right way when they come into the league. He feels like a lot of them just kind of throwing in. And let's face it, the college offenses, the college game, they're not running pro offenses anymore. It's not the day when these guys are running pro styles and they come right in and they're understanding what they're seeing. It's a totally different game for 90% of these guys. And I think, look, the best case scenario for the Giants in reality is that Russell Wilson plays well and you win a bunch of games and Jackson Dart sits for a while, maybe even the year. Patrick Mahomes sat for the year and it worked out just fine for him. There was a time where a lot of these guys sat. Jordan Love sat for 3 years, and he's a pretty damn good quarterback right now. So I just think that they love Dart. We're going to talk about it on the broadcast, but in a perfect world, even though, as a fan, of course, you want him to play now, I think a perfect world, he sits at least for a little while here to get him some experience of what it's like to be an NFL quarterback. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world.
You expect to see him on the field on Sunday at all? I know there's been some talk about him getting in there in some plays, some certain packages. You expect to see Jackson Dart on the field Sunday?
I don't. I could be wrong on that. I mean, they Brian Dable didn't tell us yay or nay on that one. But just going on my gut and my instincts, I don't. I don't know that that's necessarily what they're trying to do with him, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm with you, I'm sorry, BT. I'm with you. I think the right thing to do is to sit him. We had Brian Baldinger on early in the week. He's saying maybe we see Jackson Dart as early as week 5. I mean, I would be stunned. I want to see Russell Wilson and see what he can do, and maybe the Giants regime gets some wins here.
Yeah, I think the reality is, even though Washington, they're good, this is a winnable game for the Giants. Yep. A schedule that's really, really, really hard. And I think what you don't want to do is you want to come out of the gate with an 0-4 situation, right? I mean, you got to come out, those good vibes only last for so long. If it's 49-0 in the second half, the good vibes are gone. I think the challenge for them this week is, all the talk about their defensive line, and their defensive line could be epically great, right? We know that. We know drafting Carter and what they already have. Burns in his second year. But the problem is 2 things for me. They never led games last year, ever. Never led games. They were the fewest minutes leading in the league last year by far. And so it's hard to rush the passer when you're never ahead. And then 2, the problem is, for Giants fans this week, you're dying to see that pass rush. This is maybe the hardest guy in the league to rush, other than maybe Lamar Jackson. So it's not like you could just pin your ears back and say, go ahead, Abdul Carter, fly at this guy because he's going to run for 50 yards. So I think that is the challenge of what you're looking at on Sunday.
So we're talking to our buddy Kevin Burkhard. Obviously, he has made it quite big as he's hanging out with Brady and A-Rod and Jeter on the set and all that stuff. And by the way, we've seen Tom Brady, light up some offensive linemen back in the day, some coaches. I don't know if you get to break a second late. Is he snapping on you? Has he lit you up yet when nobody hears it?
Let me tell you something. He's the best teammate, man. You know what the best part is, BT? We'll be watching, especially last year, when we're getting to know each other. We'll be watching these games, and here's the greatest player of all time, and he's jumping up and down and punching me in the arm because there was a great play and he's excited watching it. I mean, I turn around, I'm like, this is the greatest player of all time, and he's psyched that a screen pass worked. It's cool. I mean, that's been one of the really cool things being with Tom and just kind of watching it. He's such a big fan of the game.
I don't think that any other audience, if you're doing a hit in San Francisco or Chicago, which obviously you do a lot of stuff here, I don't think that the audience would appreciate it, but ours will. I mean, when you first sit down, going from doing I know Sal introduced you with this, but I did want to get back to this, the updates, and I remember sitting next to you at the Garden on the baseline when you were covering the Knicks for a minute. I mean, when you suddenly find yourself at a desk with Alex or next to Tom, you got to be a little nervous. I mean, that's the human element, right? You got to be.
Listen, it's obviously it's a pinch me moment. It never goes away, BT, right? I mean, that's just the reality is I'm with royalty. I'm lucky to be with royalty all the time. And the two sports that I absolutely love. And yeah, I go back years ago with Alex, when he was, obviously knew him very little when he was playing, interviewed him, stuff like that, but, didn't have a relationship with him, I would say. And when he came into Fox, he called me and he's like, hey, I want to talk about, practicing and learning the TV business type of thing. And we talked and talked and talked. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is A-Rod, man. I'm talking ball with A-Rod. Yeah. So, and it's just, it never gets old for me, man. I think the beauty of it is, and, I love listening to you guys and what I think of both of you. And I'm so happy for your show's success is that we all kind of come from the same thing. We're all sports nuts that grew up in the area loving, sports, and that's why we're doing it. So the fact that we get to kind of play in this world and be with some of the all-time greats, it never gets lost on me, BT.
And KB, you had success with Greg Olsen. You guys were a terrific pair.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. Tom Brady comes in, and then year one, okay, maybe a little bit of a learning curve. Where do you feel like your broadcast team is at this year two, with Brady getting his feet wet after his rookie season?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think I was really proud of what we did last year. It's hard for anyone coming in and being new to broadcasting. And by the way, there's a reason why a lot of guys don't call games, because it's hard. It's hard to be on 3 hours unfiltered on TV. And so I was really proud of what we did last year, finishing up with calling the Super Bowl. And I thought we had a really good year, and I'm really excited for this year. And like I said, the cool thing is, for me personally, the football nerd in me, Tom is the greatest teammate, the greatest guy, and he loves it. So I couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, let's get back to the football. We're talking Kevin Burkhard, of course, the face of Fox, doing the game this Sunday, Giants-Commanders with Tom Brady. You mentioned the defense, the Giants defense. Okay, maybe this week's going to be a tough challenge with Jaden Daniels. Do you expect this Giants defense can be a top 5 defense overall in the NFL this year?
Tricky question. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be a lot better. Are they going to go from 24th to 5? That's a big jump in my eyes. And I think a lot depends on the offense. I think that is really part of it. And how are they in these games? Do they have to win the game by themselves? I think they're going to be a lot better if they're healthy, right? I think Okereke is a really solid linebacker in the middle, just a good tackle, a good leader with that defensive line. They certainly upgraded the secondary. Adebo and Holland bringing in there. Gives them a totally different look. But, how do the rest of the guys play? How is Drew Phillips? I think he's got the potential to be a really good player, good nickel player for them. So top 5, Sal? I don't know. That's a big jump for me. But do I think they could go from 24th to a top 10? Absolutely.
So do I.
I don't think there's any question.
Pardon me, Kev. So do I. And, one of the things that I've been saying, you just said, it's like when we talk about what the Giants defense might be, we generally just focus on the Giants defense, but it's all interconnected here. If it's just which I don't think it will be this year with Russ or eventually Dart, if it's a constant stream of 3 and outs, now the Giants defense is on the field for 39 minutes, 40 minutes, 41. They're exhausted. Field position stinks. It makes it tougher. So if the defense, I would say that if the defense is going to jump to top 5, which could be a bit of a stretch, then the offense is going to have to carry the mail to let them get there. Otherwise, it's probably a bit unrealistic. I would agree with you on that. That's a good point.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think part of it, too, look, every one of these teams, it's health, right? But Dexter Lawrence, blew up his elbow last year. Kayvon Thibodeau was hurt. Okereke got hurt. They all got hurt. So it didn't help things in the middle. I think, talking to Dexter Lawrence, yesterday, he said it best. He's like, we just feel like we just have to do our job and we'll be fine. And I'm not sure that they felt that way as a defense in a little bit of time. So I think just that mindset alone tells you where they're at.
Kev, this is more of a read, obviously, going all the different stadiums. It's not like a test where you can give us an absolute answer, but I'd love to see how you answer this. Like, we just know certain fan bases are feeling good. Bills fans feeling good. Packer fans feeling good. Eagle fans feeling great. We know the teams, right? The Ravens, etc. The Giant fan has felt very almost disenfranchised and just downtrodden and almost inconsolable from a football perspective for a long time. Do you sense that there's a little regeneration here, that there's more optimism, that they're actually, all right, I could finally see through the trees the vision?
Cautiously optimistic, I would say, right? And listen, I grew up in North Jersey. My family's there. I have a ton of friends there still. And so I gauge them all the time. And I think you're right. This is a proud franchise that has had a lot of rough moments of late. And if you go back in the shorter window of time, it feels like that wild card win in 2022 was 10 years ago. It really does. So I think there is a cautious optimism of like, hey, you know what? Finally, we get a chance this year. Your schedule's tough, right? We got a little uphill schedule to climb in a tough division, no doubt about it. But I think there's a feel like they could kind of get back to being the Giants and being in games and winning some close games, and that's something that I don't know that they felt in a while. Even that wild card year in Dable's first year, they did an amazing job. But, obviously the thing in that game is Daniel Jones played the game of his life, and then it turned out to be maybe the worst thing for the organization because they went ahead and they had to sign him, and then he got hurt, and it was a whole mess. So it's just, I think the feeling of optimism of having some, pieces that are good, having maybe your future quarterback in the building and feeling for the first time since Eli left, like, you know what? We got a chance. That's kind of how I feel a Giant fan feels right now.
KB, you're the man. We appreciate the time here. Know you're busy. Can't wait to watch you on the call on Sunday. Giants and Commanders in Washington for Fox, and also the baseball stuff with Jeter, A-Rod, Big Papi. We look forward to that. We miss you. Glad everything's going well, but we appreciate the few minutes.
Anytime, guys. We'd love to talk some baseball in October, too. Maybe we can do that.
Let's get you and A-Rod in studio if you guys are in town. I don't know if that's going to be the problem. A-Rod and BT. A-Rod and BT are going out to lunch, KB. Where you been? We used to be friends.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I live in Los Angeles now, so it's hard to do lunch.
And one thing I know that that A-Rod, he is a serial texter, huh? He gets on a text roll. He don't stop.
You can get him going, BT. Yes. Get him going.
Thank you, Kev. We'll talk to you later, man.
See you guys.
He is funny.
He's a good guy, man. I'm so happy for him. Really is a good guy.
Yeah, and it is cool to think about it. Like, he's not working with, like Greg Olson's, he was great at what he does. It's Greg Olson, okay, former NFL time. You're doing a game with Tom freaking Brady.
I know.
You're working with Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez.
And Big Papi. He's got a ton of championships. Don't forget about it.
But even compared, like, you're talking about, and maybe
being from here.
I guess. Yeah. But even just the like Derek Jeter is one of the all-time sports icons. Tom Brady, same thing. Like, not just any, like David Ortiz, Hall of Famer, great player, even A-Rod. But A-Rod still, because he was such, a lightning rod for a long time, wherever he may be. Those are three of the biggest names, arguably, in the history of sports, KB.
I think Jeter's the worst one on the set in terms of what he does on TV. I do.
Yeah, come on.
I do. I don't think he's that good on TV. I think he's boring.
Maybe. Maybe he doesn't have the personality of the two.
A-Rod's better. Papi's better. Kev's great. Yeah, it's Jeter. He's keeping the train down.
Of that team. And obviously Tom Brady, looking forward to seeing him in year 2. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. We used to take this, what I said to start was we used to have at the old Fan studios in Astoria, there were lockers way in the back.
On the first floor?
We were in the basement.
Yeah, I'm talking about down by the production room where you guys would do spots and stuff.
There were lockers all the way. Yeah, exactly. Like behind like the studio. I can't, if the room were the place were like a big square.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the square were the studios. There was only 2. Yeah. One was really small and one was the main one. And then there was a hallway leading to these lockers. So from like the front of the studio to the back of the hallway was the lockers. And we used to play a game where we'd throw this Nerf football and see who could hit the lockers on the fly because it was hard because of the small ceiling.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. So that's why we joked about that. We used to have fun. This is going back, over 20 years ago. I don't remember that.
You don't remember? Come on.
I really don't remember
Who was
that.
better?
This
Who had
dude,
the better arm?
This dude, Nate Little, who was like an intern and then started doing the broadcast. But I remember he was the first one to be able to hit it on the fly. It was hard. It wasn't just a matter
What's
of...
so hard about it? You had a Nerf ball in your hands. Hard.
To throw it that far. Yeah, I know, BT.
You get a Nerf ball and it spirals all over here. Let's go.
Oh, God.
Wait, you hit a locker with a Nerf ball. Whoa. Goodbye.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. We'll get back to those calls in just a little bit. Hey, it is football season. Make Surfside your tailgate must-have. Real vodka, real brewed tea, only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, 0 bubbles. You could drink it all day long. It's easy to sip and enjoy. It tastes great. It's so delicious, and it's light. It's not a seltzer. It's a Surfside. Ask for it wherever you tailgate. And by the way, the Mets better get their act together here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to dress up like a Philly. I want to get these Surfsides. That bet with Clem looks like we're going to be losing now and have to dress up like a Philly. You have to dress up like a Surfside again.
I'll dress up like a Nerf ball first.
Ask for wherever you tailgate. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
The Scarlet Knights take on Miami of Ohio. 3:30 tomorrow.
He's in! Touchdown, Rutgers!
The home of Rutgers football is WFAN.
And the Scarlet Knights continue to dominate.
Brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
This NFL season, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. And right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. That means you can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. Maybe you'll take your favorite team to win, or maybe you think one of the big underdogs will win outright, or maybe you'll play it safe and take one of the top teams to win. Whoever you pick, if they win, you can double your winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/Boober and get in on all the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel is the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover a movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx begins its homestand with a huge matchup against Toronto before Detroit comes into town for a 3-game series.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going? Yep. Ditched a big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts. Hanover Bank. Are they local? Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town. Sounds like you're banking with neighbors. Exactly. Real people, real service. I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit hanoverbank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Becoming mostly sunny and breezy, high 82.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant &
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This September, you'll be traveling in style when you win your share of $50,000 in cash and Toomey luggage. Be here on Friday, September 12th and 26th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win a Toomey aluminum extended trip packing case and international carry-on, plus up to $5,000 in cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Freeze for a minute. White Range Rover blowing trees all in it.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. This first football Friday of the season, we'll have our perfect parlay pick segment coming up in a couple hours. We'll do that at 1:20. We have Nick Costos before we get going there. He'll get you set with all the insight that he always has. Looking forward to talking to Nick at 12:40. We'll get your calls in here as well. 888-808-1019. We did a little Yankees before. Obviously, I had Kevin Burkhard on. Started the show talking about the expectations for both the Jets and the Giants. In case you missed anything, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Dan is in Saratoga. What's up, Dan?
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you, Dan?
First of all, excellent. First of all, I can't tell you how thrilled I am that the baseball season ended last night.
What?
And when it comes to the Jets and Fields.
Whoa, Danny boy, hang on. Hold on.
No, go BT. I'm ready.
Well, I'm just going to ask you. I'm not going to fight you. I was going to ask you a question. What do you mean the season's ended? Who's your team? Yanks, Mets, what?
No, I don't have one. I hate the game.
Oh, well, there you go. But it also never started for you then.
It's far from over. Dan, track season has ended in Saratoga. Baseball season is far from over, at least in New York.
Come on, Dan.
The longest period of time for me is the day the NBA playoffs end, and last night when it comes to sports.
Wow. Meaning the start of the NFL season. All right, I'm not going to yell at you at your thing, man.
Go ahead. Get into the football.
Okay. When it comes to Justin Fields, as far as him throwing the ball, I believe he can. I don't think he's going to thread any needles in between two defenders to hit a guy in the chest. But my biggest worry with him, and you guys will know a lot more about this than I do, are the rumors valid that he can't read a defense? Because if he can't, we got problems.
No idea yet. It would be lazy of me to say, yeah, that's true. I've got to watch him play football. I mean, I've seen him play a few games and in college, but college very different. I don't know.
My issue with Fields has not been that. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said I studied him that closely, but just watching him, over the years with Chicago specifically, it wasn't. My issue is not that, I don't think he can read a defense. You got to watch him every day to figure that out. I don't like the way he throws the football. I don't think he throws it with touch or the proper accuracy consistently enough down the field. So we'll learn about the defense. Okay. Now, Dan, are you a Jets fan?
Yes,
monstrous. Good God. And you wait for football season, or you're not even a baseball fan? Your football season's usually over before it gets started.
I was going to say something similar.
What do you do?
I can't argue with you, but when it comes to baseball, home run or nothing, and using relievers after they threw 10 pitches and changing them, that ruined the game for me. I could play Mickey Mantle trivia with you guys for days.
There you go.
Mickey Mantle.
Maybe go watch the Savannah Bananas and you could get more into it, be entertained at least.
Well, at least he was a baseball fan at some point. He just doesn't like the way it's changed. I can respect that.
I will say, though, even watching the NFL game last night, and I was having a real moment where I'm trying to man, am I just getting old and I don't enjoy anything the way that I used to? Because I was watching football saying the same thing as Dan's saying about baseball, and we say that about baseball too. Mm-hmm. The game has completely changed. I hate the analytics. I can't believe you could watch a Major League Baseball game and have a first baseman miss 2 easy throws.
Oh, Ben Rice was brutal last night. Good God, he was awful.
Par for the course. Whatever. Or how bad the umps have gotten. The guy catches a ball, the ump says it hit the ground. What? With replay. I don't remember that ever happening in the 80s. A looper to third or a soft line to third. Yeah. Guy catches it and
on the exchange.
I mean, good God.
Well, it was the cheater.
What the hell? Yeah, maybe
that was the guy.
But even with replay, we still can't correct that. With the NFL, these points are scored so easily.
I know. I was thinking the same thing, man. Go ahead.
It just takes away from the excitement. It's boring to me when one team runs right down the field, the next team comes right down the field. One team goes right, the next team right down the field. That's boring to me.
Well, I would like to be bored one of these years by my own team. I mean, I would actually sign up for that. Like, it ain't boring from a Jets perspective. It's always 3 and out. But when I watch the national games or actual competent high-level offenses, Sal, I think the same thing. You know, and Jalen Hurts is a beast, and, you know, he is thick and strong and runs through tackles. And if you go man coverage, and obviously, you know, the Cowboys try to do that a lot, and everybody's back is turned, he's going to run every single time 8, 10, 12, 15 yards because nobody can get near him, and he's a great athlete. But the way the quarterbacks, see, scoring points easy bothers me, but I'm going to be even more specific. And I do agree with you on that. But to me, as a defense, when you do everything right, which Dallas did often last night, more than I thought that they would, and then you just get a back-breaking run because everybody did their job and there's just a lot of space there. And there's no solution because these quarterbacks are amazing athletes here, but it's just, I can't even fully verbalize it, but I know what you mean. I'm watching the game and I'm like, all right, I'm getting back to the Yankees here. I was getting a little bored.
To use the I did the same thing.
I really was.
To use the baseball analogy, if everybody in the league, or the majority of players in the league are hitting 50 home runs, it's like, it takes away the excitement of somebody hitting 50 home runs. So in football, if you're watching a game, and I get it, like a lot of people betting-wise, fantasy-wise, they're rooting for points. As a matter of fact, they wanted more points last night, and then the game got screwed up by the lightning delay or whatever, which to me, I was out at that point. But if you're able to go up and down the field with ease, like I was not watching it thinking, ooh, this is a great game. I want to see some drama. I want to see some great defensive plays, some special teams plays. I want to not see it so easy for Jalen Hurts to take the Eagles right down the field, and then the Cowboys come right back down the field. Like, I want to see it a little bit more difficult. And I don't know if that's the new rules. I don't know if it's the new athletes, to your point.
I think it's everything. Okay. I think even the way they implement offenses at the earlier ages now, I mean, think about this. So there's a lot better athletes now at the quarterback spot. That's undeniable. Number one. Number two, the playbook has evolved to the point where it's very different than what we were accustomed to growing up. I don't have a problem with the evolution of the playbook, but all these factors add up to something that I don't quite enjoy the way that I used to. And I'm not getting on the air saying I don't love football. Right. I'm wearing a football jersey. Right. I can't wait till Sunday. I couldn't wait for last night. But as I'm immersed in it, I'm like, oh, God, I kind of wish it used to be like it was back in the day. And the other thing, too, is just the way football starts for a lot of these kids. You go to like the hotbeds like Texas and Florida and California. They are doing 7-on-7s. They still play tackle, clearly. They're doing 7-on-7 passing camps out. I'm talking about at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9. So all these kids and all these offenses, these big-time colleges are just spread them out. RPOs, quarterback make a decision, fire it to the open guy. It is a totally different game, but it's also a totally different sports world. Now, you talk about in the NBA, a barrage of threes. We didn't have that growing up. Right. A barrage of home runs in baseball. We didn't have that growing up. I didn't really watch golf growing up, but now everybody nuts at 330 on the screws. Like back then, you had like 2 or 3 guys that can really bang it, like Greg Norman or Freddie Couples or Tiger, obviously, early on. It's just everything's faster, bigger, stronger, quicker. It just is, like society.
In baseball, the whole game has changed, too, where everybody's trying to hit home runs. Football, I think the game has changed with the rules, and also the penalties are a killer. Like, your defense is doing well, guy downfield, you have a 50-yard penalty because he's getting a little handsy. Like,
it's too punitive. I'd like to see the college rule.
Yeah.
Give me half the distance. I don't know. Yeah, you're right, because
you know what I mean?
Such an interpreter. Like, the interpretation's tough, and you can't really review that. So if you botch a call on a 47-yard bailout off your back foot, throw it downfield, and the ref gets it wrong, that's 50 yards I'm just giving you.
Like which is ridiculous. Certain contact should be allowed. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been a penalty last night. There was one specifically early on where
in the end zone?
Pickens was trying to catch the ball down the sideline. Yeah. So and you know, okay, did he get his hands on him? Yeah, but to me, it didn't look like a clear pass interference. And even if it was, fine. But it changes the whole game.
Yes, it does.
With that.
Yes, it does.
Maybe not even the whole game, but
no, it does. It could.
Certainly that drive. And you could just have that. Well, that's why guys throw the ball up for grabs. Hey, what's the worst that could happen here? It's going to be incomplete. Best thing that could happen is he could catch it, or we get a penalty. Those are the two most likely outcomes. Not an interception, and probably it's either catch it, penalty, incomplete are the most likely outcomes there.
For sure. Like in baseball, a home run, a walk, or a strikeout. It's like it's been modified through the years. Think about what you thought when you were watching football at your earliest days. So you were born in the late 70s. You probably started really watching 87-ish, right?
Yeah, probably early 90s, maybe. Even
early 90s.
I mean, the first Super Bowl I remember watching was Boomer. So
wow.
Okay,
right? There you go. Okay, I got you.
That's the first Super Bowl I remember a little bit.
Okay.
And then the Giants, Bills, so around then.
But I can promise you that you were not thinking what I'm about to tell you, that we think every single time the ball's in the air. I don't know about you. Well, I do, because it's rhetorically stating. I do know what you think, because everybody thinks this. As soon as the ball's in the air, what are we thinking? Is there a penalty? Is there a flag on the field? Like, your eyes are so trained to scan every inch of your TV screen. Nope, I don't see. Oh, there's a late one. Oh, wow, they didn't call it. I didn't think that once as a kid.
Every incomplete. Everyone. The receiver comes up asking for a flag.
I know, feigning I know. Quit begging,
come
dude.
on.
That's what we'd say. Quit begging.
Ronald calling from Inwood, New York. What's up, Ronald?
Yeah, I want to touch on that topic you guys were talking about, the game being too easy. I heard the announcer speak something about how the field goals are much easier for the kickers now. It added a 10-yard or 5-yard kick to their power. So when they hit that 50-yard field goal, he had a lot of room left. It is now easier. Don't be surprised if they hit a 65-yarder.
No, I wouldn't be. They already
saying,
have.
What's the dude from Jacksonville? They were talking about this morning, Cam Little or something, and thank you for the call. Is that who it is, Little?
I'm not sure.
He hit a 70-yarder or something like that.
70?
Dude, what are we doing?
Then,
like, is there a way then, should we expand the football field?
Make it 112 yards?
I mean, but it is ridiculous to the caller's point. Like, it used to be like, oh, he's setting up for a 36, 42-yard field goal. Now it's like those are chippies.
Oh, that's like an extra point. Well, back in the day, I remember Pat Leahy was the first Jets kicker that I remember. He's lining up, to your point, a 36-yarder at Shea Stadium. I'm like, oh, this is a big kick. Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Stick this.
Right.
Now, if you don't stick it, you're like, you cut?
Yeah, right. I mean, it is crazy. Not that the game of football is easy. It just feels like points are easier to come by in today's NFL, which for me takes a little bit excitement away. Now, maybe that's because I was used to games where you run the football and battle for every yard and move the chains and set up 3rd and 7. What kind of pass play they're going to come up with here? It just felt like moving the football was more difficult back then, which would mean obviously scoring points was more difficult. Where now it seems like that's with ease for most teams. Obviously not our teams, but most teams.
It's been diluted, and I'll give you the best example here, Sal. When we were growing up, I mean, I remember announcers basically throwing to break like this. Coming up next, 2-minute warning. Can so-and-so get Team X down? One timeout, and time's ticking. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Now you could literally have 3 scores in 2 minutes. Now, if you're down a field goal and you get the football, in the end zone, take it out, whatever, 35, and there's 19 seconds, bang, quick pass out of bounds, bang, quick pass, or even run, timeout, 57-yarder, good overtime.
Unbelievable.
19 seconds you need, if that.
Excellent point. It's not even just the scoring. It's 2 minutes to go. It's like you can have 3 different scores.
It really is.
It's insane. NFL Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between Pittsburgh and New York, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. For over 92 years, Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer in New York. And right now, with low rates, it's the perfect time to lock in your price for winter before cold weather pushes prices up. Don't wait. Call today and lock in your savings and enjoy a worry-free season. Approved Oil has been delivering a brighter, warmer tomorrow for almost a century, backed by superior services and unmatched reliability. When it comes to your home, heat. You got to heat it up. It has to be Approved Oil. Visit freezerate.com or call 718-238-1050.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Now you put pressure on him. Now everyone understands how the coaching staff feels about him. Now he's an injury away from having to go into mid-game this early in the year. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers racked up 98 catches last season, but their chemistry ended there. Wilson says he hasn't spoken to Rodgers since he left for the Steelers. Now Wilson's got a big fat contract, his college quarterback Justin Fields with him, and a week 1 shot at Rodgers. No beef, just maybe a little extra motivation. I'm Maggie Gray.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult, 19 to 49, with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only, September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. Enjoy live entertainment and outdoor dining. Shop the Marine Mart. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterboatshow.com.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Looking for the perfect place to catch the game on Long Island? Check out Tap Room, now with 9 locations, including their newest at Station Yards in Ronkonkoma. Great food, rotating craft beer, and TVs everywhere. Plus Sunday game day drink specials, wing night Thursdays, and kids eat free Tuesdays. It's the best place for sports, food, and friends. Visit taproomofny.com to find your spot.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get to our perfect parlay pick segment later on. We have Nick Costos coming up at 12:40 as well, so looking forward to that. You know, we talk about how the NFL has changed. A lot of things have changed. Baseball, but specific to the NFL, even watching that game last night. What about around here? It's changed. I just ran out to you. I go out in the newsroom, and I run into you in the newsroom. There's nobody else out there. And like, want to get some pizza? I'm like, oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea, but there's nobody here.
Well, so it's changed. Yeah, it's pretty empty, unlike the old days, I'm sure. I wasn't here for the old days, but I can imagine. And so it's changed in that regard, but it also changed. You know, you guys always used to have food around here. And I did say to Sal, I said, let's get some pizza. I'm hungry. And I guess Sal's trying to watch his figure here.
Dude, man, I've had a gluttonous summer.
So he said next Friday. So we'll get a couple of the pies, maybe a calzone. But, yeah, we got to start implementing some more football traditions around here.
Yeah.
You and I want to do that. We will.
Even the is there a knockout pool, a survivor pick pool around here?
I would. Those are my favorite things to do. I love doing it.
Morash is running one.
Is anybody going to let us know? I mean, what do you mean he's running one? There used to be notices on the wall. Everybody would talk to each other.
I know, and that's when it was illegal.
Yeah.
Now it's legal, and it's a secret.
I already know about it because Eddie came in to give money to Pete to give to Morash for the pool.
What?
So Eddie,
we didn't even know there was a pool.
Exactly.
Literally, I got a text today from my buddy Jimmy Train. He's like, "You doing any knockout pools?" I'm like, "Nah, man. I'll let you know if I hear of any." I don't even think Fan's doing one. Nobody said anything.
And yet Morash is running one.
Oh, but how would he not come up to us at some point? Like, if you're running a pool around here, I used to be in charge of it. Mike put me in charge of it.
You used to have to take them home and mark them and all that.
Yes.
Collect them.
Yeah,
go break some ankles out.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
dude, I had a stack of papers like that. I was bringing home to grade. The highlighter.
I used to run them at my old station, too. I'd bring home like 50 or 60, and I'd go through every single one with a marker.
Yeah. So, like, and for me now, I mean, I guess I could have started a knockout pool or a fantasy league, whatever.
No, Morash beat you to it.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't let anybody know about it.
Well,
it's like there's nobody in the newsroom. Nobody communicates with each other. It's like,
Dove, what's the entry fee here? Do you know what Morash is charging?
$20. It's
25.
I think he gave Pete 26.
26?
What?
Do you know anything about this knockout pool?
It's $26.99.
Knee deep in digital.
From Eddie, I don't know what.
Hops knee deep in digital stuff. This is the last thing he wants to be bothered with.
No, I don't listen.
What's wrong? It's not posting the podcast segment? Hey, check it out on the free Odyssey app. You can go back and listen to anything that BT and I said so far today.
If it works.
It'll be up there on the podcast, I'm sure, soon. But Hops knee deep in that. He's frustrated.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up with the knockout pool? Come on, are you going to produce the show? You got to let us know what's going on here. Are you in the knockout pool?
No, I haven't done one in a decade.
Did anybody ask you?
Decade?
Yes, a few people have asked me.
All right, so I don't get this. I don't understand this. So Morash runs it. Now, like, say if, like, Keith was running it. And by the way, I'd still say, Keith, you should reach out to us. We'll do it.
But at least
we never
don't
see
him
Keith.
because he's a night, yeah.
We see Sean literally every day.
Right.
So I was talking to him yesterday about the Yankees for 5 minutes.
As soon as we're leaving, he's coming in. We see him every day.
What a weird place this is.
I don't even know if I would get in it. You would get in it?
100%. I like the knockout pool. I do.
For $20?
Mama said knock you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever win those?
I have never won. I've gotten very close.
I actually think I won one here, but then you get down to it with like 3 people and they want to split it.
No, we're going for the end. I mean, no, split
Especially
it.
for $20. Like then I'm like, what's the point? I'd rather just throw a couple hundred on the
Exactly.
Steelers.
Here's the thing. No, listen, the way my mind works, like say if I'm one of like 3 people who remain in the knockout, now I would start leveraging like whatever my knockout selections are remaining. I might start incorporating actual bets based on, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, I listen, if it's like life-changing money, not life-changing money, but if it's like where, all right, hey, this is a mortgage, this is a car payment, the 2, maybe I'd say, let's split it a couple of ways. Or if it was somebody who was like really like an intern, I'd be like, you know what, let me carve out a few bucks for the kid. He's trying to find his way. Right. But if it's people who work like regular, I'm not splitting anything. I'm taking that home.
Point is, things change everywhere, especially here at the Fan. BT and Sal, the Fan, 888-808-1019. Brett is calling from Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. What's up, Brett?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, man? I'm texting Marash now, by the way. What's going on, Brett?
20. Hold on 1 second, Brett. So, I just got this text right now. $1 goes to the host website, $25 to the pot. What?
So he's using a website to make it easy, which I don't begrudge him for, and it's a little handling fee is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I guess. I know. Then the response text, I'm going to text, why didn't you ask us sooner?
Or at all.
Yeah.
Because he still hasn't asked us.
Yeah, I'm curious.
By saying sooner implies he actually asked us.
Who's he getting? And I like to know how many people are in it. Apparently,
Evan, Tiki, Logie.
16 people are going to be in it? Like, come on, you didn't even ask us. You can't be doing much work, I would assume.
And make it worth our while. If we're going to play, let us win some scratch.
Anyway, sorry, Brett. Go ahead.
No worries. You guys are talking about how the game has changed. I think a very under-talked about aspect. They're starting on the 35-yard line now. If a kick goes in the back of the end zone, like you have one explosive play, you're over the 50-yard line already. I don't understand. Like they're trying to stop kickoff returns. Now they're trying to put it back in because they want the ball to be in play.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Well, yeah, I think you do. I think fundamentally you should understand. Thanks for the call there, Brett. The NFL is doing what all the other leagues, whether it's like we talked about, whether it's home runs in baseball or, the absolute explosion of 3-point shots in the NBA. The NFL is trying to sell you offense. They're trying to sell you offense, points, fantasy. Let's face it, betting. If you're going to win a bet, would you rather bet and you knew you were going to win both one, bet the over or bet the under? Winning the over is much more fun than winning the under because nothing's happening when you win the under.
100%. If I go to games sometimes with my friends, we're like, oh, well, you want to have action? Whatever sport it may be, you're not going to bet the under. You're going to root for nothing to happen. Or if we're going out to a bar, hey, let's have some action, we're going to root for the over.
Yes.
Even last night, and I went to bed because of the delay or whatever, when I woke up and I saw that the score was still 24-20.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did they cancel the game? Like, did they not play anymore?
Yeah.
So I guess I was rooting for more points, but still, in real time watching that game, it just was not, to me, fun. It didn't feel like a tough, contested battle. Now, also, you're the wrong person for me to ask because we're both similar age group, but is this more appealing to the younger fan, just seeing the points go back and forth?
Probably. Yeah.
Because of fantasy stuff, because of gambling?
Video games, probably, I would say so.
But then it's not about the game. I'm just concerned. Look, sometimes great games can have a lot of points being scored. Obviously. So it's not like you could have a great game that's 30-27, but within that, it's got to be a game. And last night, I just didn't feel like it was a good way that they got to the 24-20.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Al. So I've said for a while now, to me, like the perfect baseball score, all right, to me, is 5-4. Because if you score 9 total runs, generally somebody hits a home run. There's enough offense where it's not boring. There's probably also the involvement of bullpens, which obviously test the entire depth of the roster, some strategy. You kind of get everything, 5-4. To you, what would be your ideal football score?
Like 24-17, somewhere in there.
See, that's even a little low for me. I'll take 27-24. I think when it starts like 40-37.
Once you get up in the high 20s and 30s, that's what I'm saying.
More and more, yeah.
I don't like that. I'd rather keep it, 28 points, 27 points. That's a lot of points. To me, that should be a lot of points. Mm-hmm. But now it's like 17 points. This team couldn't score more than 17 points. And you think about it, really, in today's NFL, you should be able to score more than 17 points.
And most teams do, except ours.
Most teams, that's a key word there. Ben is calling from Ridgewood, New Jersey. What's up, Ben?
Benny.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
How are you, Ben?
You got it.
I was, other than the bunch of wild calls that we were getting from the umpires over this last series, I got to say it's pretty refreshing to see the Yankees finally pulling out against a competing team.
Yep.
And, I'm hoping they're going to be able to carry that momentum over to this huge series against Toronto starting today.
I think this is the big series now. I mean, always beating the Astros is fun, but now is where it gets real. In the division, go in that division now. You got Toronto, you got Boston coming up. Go beat those teams.
Absolutely. But one question I had, mostly out of curiosity, I don't know if they explained it or not, but I missed it, was one of the calls yesterday. I believe Caballero was out with loaded bases, and he was granted the base, and the run was forced in due to some kind of like clock violation. Like what exactly happened there?
Oh, you're talking about when, well, what happened was very simple. Caballero very smartly called timeout on a 3-2 situation. Now, I heard Boomer talk. I was going to actually try to text Boomer. I just couldn't. I was in traffic, and I was actually moving a little bit, so I couldn't. But they called the violation with 12 seconds to go.
Right.
Okay, so and I, for a minute, and they did not, because I don't think Michael knew, they didn't describe it properly because everybody was confused here. The reason why he got banged out with the violation, and this is one of the really advantage Yankees, but still dumb, is because there wasn't an eye engagement. I mean, that's real. That's what happened.
So he threw the pitch without before engaging. With the eye.
Yeah. So and it was the second one. So the violation was not that he didn't throw a pitch before the pitch clock expired.
Right, we're watching and thinking, well, the clock didn't expire.
12 seconds ago. He's got plenty of time. It's because he did what he stepped on the rubber before he threw the pitch to Caballero. He did not offer eye engagement, which to me is really what. I mean, there's still an element of subjectivity there. Like, all right, well, what if his eyes dart slightly north because he sees a fly pass by his hat, and maybe not as much indoors, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just think about the stupidity of that. There was not again, I'll take it. Advantage Yanks.
Yeah, of course.
But it could also hurt the Yanks and the Mets down the road. Just stupid. That's why that happened.
It's a stupid rule. Just seeing this bat now, again, we're watching the replay here. Do you have any issue with it? I mean, it just looks
I don't
weird.
know what the hell's going on here? So what's his name? Trammell, whatever his name was here with the Yankees.
He hits the double. Yanks confiscate his bat there.
Weird-looking bat, Sal.
Okay, and then they did confiscate it. But the double stood. I'd be curious to see what the results are.
Well, they'll X-ray it, and that's what they'll do. They look for cork.
You think they let us know about it, or you think that they...
Oh, I think that they have to. I think, I mean, when it's so public that they take it, and Aaron Boone was the one who initiated this.
I'm sure somebody alerted Boone to it.
I'm sure. Well, he played for the Yanks, so maybe he knew something. I don't really know. But, optically, it was really... And even Coney's like, I've never seen this in all my time on a baseball diamond. But it was one of the strangest looking bats. Like, there's excess pine tar... There's Super Bowls, or there's the not the silicone, like the thing they drill a hole, and like the grout that provides a little bounceability. That like Greg Nettles did that, and Sosa did that.
Grout?
I'm forgetting the word. That's not grout. Yes, thank you. I knew it wasn't grout.
I thought you were trying to get me to say
Sally Home Depot to the rescue.
Yeah, aisle 13. Yeah.
Like we've seen We've seen this before. But what was odd about it was they first of all they deliberated for 2.5 minutes. Dude, figure it out. Is he out? Is he safe? Is the bat being taken or not? They talked about this for almost 3 minutes, and they let Trammell stay on second base. The double counted, but they took the bat. Yeah. So that was another weird game.
It was a wild series, but I am looking forward to. Dude, we got a lot going on this weekend. Dude. You got the debut of Sproat. Mets taking on the Reds, looking to bury them. The debut of Sproat. Tong again on Saturday. Yep. You got the Yankees, Blue Jays.
My man Schlittler tonight.
There we go. Yanks, Jays getting things started. And then we got week 1 NFL football, Jets and Giants.
College.
That's true. I got to get my college picks this week. Have you been watching the college? You watched?
Yeah, I haven't bet college yet. Of course. I mean, I watched Arch. I watched Belichick. I watched Notre Dame, Miami. Listen, I'm not sitting there watching, I don't know, SMU versus whomever. Although back in the day when I was betting all those games, I would watch Akron, Toledo if I had to.
We were just talking about yesterday. The days of living single in the city.
Yeah, they tell everybody.
Saturday, we didn't get it. But Saturday on a fall, you bet the college football. You go out, watch. Saturday night. Going out,
chasing.
Yeah. Wake up Sunday morning, nice and early.
His head like a lunatic. We're trying to watch. I gotta keep going.
We all know what you mean, Saturday, whatever it may be, going out, different type of going out.
Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, you get the paper. You go out to the bar. You get set for the day. Getting the food, the beers, betting the games 1 through 4. Like living in the city was a different experience because you'd be there early enough, then you'd see the 1 o'clock crowd, high crowd. Yes. By 4 o'clock, it's like, all right, a little lighter. Halftime.
Well, the Wimps got to go home.
Yeah, and then by the first, Sunday night, now the bar's cleared out.
It's empty.
It's just the city goers. And
a lot of room to navigate, a lot of space to make some moves. Well, I was telling Sal, so I
missed
didn't.
That life, No, I do miss it. I got to be honest.
Who doesn't?
I love my daughter, and my wife. But
don't get yourself in trouble. Come on, man. There's a long season in front of us. Listen, I get it that I always bet college football, but I wouldn't be chained to my couch to watch. Like, I would play golf on fall Saturdays with my buddies, right? I would have action everywhere, checking my phone, of course. But, like, the Sundays, and this is what I told Sal, I love getting up on a crisp, I would do it in the winter too, but like a crisp autumn, late September, early October, NFL Sunday. I would go to Soldier McGee's, which I don't even know if they're still there. You and I both lived on the Upper West Side, ironically, where I think it was 82nd in Amsterdam. And I would get there, would reserve me a table, not to sound like that guy, but I would get there with a few people. And even then, when I started dating Jen, she was coming in from Dallas. She would obviously come, but I would get a couple of Bloody Marys. Really just like one Bloody Mary to start, have the daily news, see if Raceman ripped me, which he usually did, get the bets in, and then just watch football and eat like a gavone all day. But now this is where it would get dangerous, and I know you did this a lot as well. The worst time to make a bet is when you got low, when you're not exactly sound of mind. So what happens? Halftime, you wander.
A lot of Sundays that way.
You wander out of the bar. All right, let me call my guy. I don't even know who's healthy on the Chargers. Come on, LaDainian Tomlinson, save me. Let me throw $250 on them to beat the Raiders or beat the whoever they're playing. And then you look up, and then not that you're dead drunk unless you have a problem, but you wake up the next day, you look at the account, you're like, whoa. Yeah. It's got away from me yesterday.
There was one. It was such a bad bet. Falcons Saints, and I was so angry. And the girl that I was with at the time, I tried because we were at the bar watching the games together. Yeah. I was like, all right, let me try to at least make myself feel better. Left, the bar.
Go have a little fun, you mean?
Yeah.
She wanted no peace.
No. We did, but it didn't make me feel better about the bet. Like,
I'm sure it didn't make her feel better either.
You're probably right. But I didn't care about that. I did care about my again. All right, BT and Sal, the fan.
That's funny, man.
Now, we should do that for at least a Saturday. Just get together in the city.
Well, you and I talked off the air. We might have an invite. We'd keep that off the air. But there could be something brewing with BT and Sal showing up somewhere having some fun.
A little old school. Watch football all day long. All right, BT and Sal on the field. Reset down with the king topic of the day. Get back to your calls as well. 888-808-1019.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx taking on the Blue Jays. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
This NFL season, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. Right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. That means you can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. Maybe you'll take your favorite team to win. Or maybe you think one of the big underdogs will win outright. Or maybe you'll play it safe and take one of the top teams to win. Whoever you pick, if they win, you can double your winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/Gio, that's G-I-O, and get in on the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
A win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The official beer sponsor of the New York Giants. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-814-1500. That's 800-814-1500. 800-814-1500.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit BenzFam.com.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12:03. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit bensfam.com. Malik Neighbors will not go through a full practice today. The Giants being cautious with a stiff back, but Brian Dable saying Neighbors will be all right for Sunday's opener. The Jets, meanwhile, still processing the season-long loss of Elijah Vera Tucker. Aaron Glenn will not say publicly what his O-line now looks like, but his team is healthy otherwise. The head coach saying this morning everyone else should be available for Sunday's opener, including Sauce Gardner. The Yankees and Blue Jays spending the weekend together in the Bronx. Toronto came to town with a 3-game cushion atop the division. Pre-game 6:25 here on the Fan. Cam Schlittler throws the first pitch at 7:05. Mets and Reds in Cincinnati, 6:40 on Odyssey Mets Radio. The Amazons 4 games clear of the Giants, 5 of the Reds in the wild card chase as the weekend begins. Fan weather sponsored by Cars for Kids, Cars with a K. WFAN congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of turning car donations into supporting children. Cars for Kids has helped more than 100,000 kids nationwide. Donate your used car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million proud donors making a real difference. It's 77 degrees with some sun in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees Radio. The Fan on the Odyssey iHeart.
On the Fan, we are down with the king topic of the day, and it is week 1, first football Friday of the season, Jets, Giants, and there are real reasons not to be optimistic just about this season. Obviously, that's what we care about now, in the now. Yeah, sure, week 1, go win that game, but there are real reasons this year to believe in each of these teams moving forward. With the Giants, for me, BT, and I probably believe in them more so, meaning set up for success sooner than the Jets. First of all, they're further along in the timeline as far as Shane and Brian Dable. They have the talent there, but more specifically due to the quarterback. That's what I was begging for the Giants to get for the last several years. They finally have one in Jackson Dart. I don't know if he's going to be any good or not. Nobody knows. They could think it. We could say it. We could hope it. We don't know. But at least the hope of having your franchise quarterback, and obviously with the Jets, is because it's a new head coach.
It's inspiring. I mean, listen, no matter what happens, everybody's going to be juiced up for the weekend. Now, listen, you got Eagle fans, Cowboy fans. I'm talking about those that listen to us that are Jets and Giants fans, which I would think is the majority of the listenership. And no matter what the situation is, no matter what the backdrop was the prior year, or whether it's Ray Hanley, Parcells, or anybody else, I mean, of course you're excited because your team's back. Same with the Jets. It could be Kotite or Parcells. It's like, all right, it's football. Let's go. But there's been a lot of convincing over these last X amount of years for both of these teams that it could result in a fun season. And it really was largely baseless. And it was just to try to get us hyped up, and basically it was a contrived enthusiasm, because the last thing you want to do is basically admit defeat before the season starts. Like, why can't this be one of those years? But this is one of those years where it seems a little more plausible, but that it could go favorably for one or both of these teams. But also to your point, the bigger point in terms of stretching this out more macro, like which of the franchises maybe is heading in the better direction, I could probably make a case for either team, but because there's just a lot of uncertainty. Like, let me give you a situation. Let's say that, and I don't know if this is the case, but let's just say that the Jets absolutely nailed it with Aaron Glenn. And this is the start of Aaron Glenn becoming Weeb Eubank and Bill Parcells. Like, he is the man. Now, we don't know if that's the case, but let's say if that happens. And the Giants, even though we're all pumped to see Dart, let's say he's not as good as we think he is. Well, then whenever he plays, the trajectory obviously goes forward and faster and more meaningful for the Jets. But if you reverse that and Jackson Dart is the man, which he could be whenever he plays, and Glenn is just another long line of, Jet coaches who get swallowed up by this inept franchise, well, then the trajectory for the Giants stretches in a completely different direction. So there's no way to know. But there's enough on both sides to feel pretty optimistic about what they might become.
At least from the Giants' perspective, like to me, the most important thing, and I think it is the most important thing, but it's just at least my opinion, the NFL success plan should be head coach, quarterback. Like that's where you want.
Where do you rank GM though?
Obviously it's important, but I still believe head coach is more important.
Yeah.
And quarterback is the most important. So the Giants have a guy that I have believed in. Been impossible to really believe in Daboll for the last 2 years, record-wise.
Yep.
But I still believed in a lot of the way he was coaching, specifically that year one. I believe in that. So I can't get away, believe in the way he handles the team, his temperament, all that stuff. I don't want to see him change. So if I believed in that, I'm not going to get away from it now, especially when I believe that they might have their guy. They chose Jackson Dart. The way that they got him was great. Good value as well. So I'm more excited about that, whereas even if I do believe Glenn is the guy, and I wouldn't have gone in that direction, I would have went Pete Carroll, Aaron Rodgers. I'm on the record as saying that, although I love everything Aaron Glenn is saying, and I totally understand it. I just think they're like, so then it's now, okay, Glenn's got to prove himself, and then they got to go out there and find a quarterback. So the Giants are a little bit further along in the process. It doesn't mean that they're going to be better this year. I don't think either team is going to have a particularly successful season win-loss-wise this year. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm not getting high on just the wins-losses. But I think you could evaluate the Jets without that. And with the Giants, you need to see at least a little more wins.
Yep.
But you could also have a successful season with developing Jackson Dart.
Okay, now let's just, for a moment, and not to skew negatively here, but let's operate under worst-case scenario. Because that very well might also shape how we view the answer to the question that we pose here. Moving forward, bigger picture, Jets or the Giants, more stable or better success or whatever. So let's say that Dart doesn't play much this year or does play and the Giants just don't win any games.
All right, well, let's say, what would be the worst case scenario for the Giants?
3-4 wins?
No.
Worst case.
No,
now, follow me, though. Think about this. Yeah. Let's say the Giants just basically replicate their, and I don't think they will, but just say if they do, and they win 3-4 games, and it's ugly, and it just doesn't, and it's so bad, the fans are disenchanted that Daboll has to be fired. Which, I don't think is going to happen, but if it did, now you have a situation where, all right, now you're going to bring in a new coach who didn't draft Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
So while I can make a very good case, and I believe that the Giants are set up better for success than not, but if this thing goes really ugly and really sideways, now you're at the worst spot. New coach with a guy who didn't draft the quarterback.
See, for me, the worst spot for the Giants would be as if Jackson Dart gets playing time and he's not it. Now, can you determine that in however many weeks he's going to get to play in 1 year? Probably not. But I think you could see signs that might say, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I think that would be worst case scenario. Giants aren't winning a lot of games with Russell Wilson. They go to Jackson Dart, and for whatever reason, he doesn't look as good as he's looked in preseason or the way that we feel about him now. That, to me, would be extreme worst case scenario. Whereas the Jets, worst case scenario is their lack of discipline, dysfunctional, that type of stuff. And even with that, it's still only 1 year for Aaron Glenn. So maybe then the doubt creeps in again, and then the noise becomes too big, and then we go through the vicious cycle.
Yep.
That would be the worst case scenario for the Jets. But I really don't think worst case is going to happen for either team.
I don't either. And I believe strongly that it's not going to happen. It does feel different, and we've given you actual football evidence, names, and things that we think they'll do and reasons. So this is not just pulling this out of thin air. But now, for the Jets, let me just follow up on the worst possible situation if it were to come to that. Let's say they win 3 games, 4 games, are still sloppy, penalties, etc. The offense can't move the ball. Well, you don't, even under that worst case scenario, you don't have a definitive answer on the head coach. You don't. Now, there will be some reservations like, wow, he wasn't able to clean up the mess and the penalty's still there. We thought this guy would be a little bit different than Robert Saleh. What's going on? I'm not saying there wouldn't be whispers and questions. And by the way, they would all be valid at that point if the Jets are awful this year and they're the same sloppy circus they've been, which I don't think they will. But if they are, but at least they're not attached to a quarterback. Like Justin Fields is a $20 million Band-Aid.
That's a clean, fresh start.
If it works out and he has this renaissance, which the Jim Plunkett had, which Rich Gannon had. Rich Gannon won an MVP at the age of 39 with the Raiders, and I want to say 2002. And if you look at Rich Gannon's early years, played for the Chiefs, played for the Vikings, bounced around, was a nomad, had no traction in the NFL. Like he was nothing. And then Rich Gannon became a star.
You love Rich Gannon. You talk about him quite a bit.
Because I think it's a great, because I think it's a great example of, now it's also 20-something years ago, right, and there's not an abundance of these examples, but I reach for Rich and Alex Smith, but you brought up Alex before, which is why I went back to Rich here, but you're right, I do reach for it a lot. Because I am not of the mindset that just because you failed some other place where the coaching was inept and the offensive line sucked and the ownership's a clueless clown show, that you are destined to forever be that loser. And I do think there's hope for Justin Fields. I really do. And I even think there's a little hope for Daniel Jones going to the Colts, whatever. Not that the Giants are losers, but they have been, literally. So I just say all this because even if Fields does not work out, you said it. It could be a clean clip, draft somebody, and still try to restart the clock. Whereas if Dart doesn't work out, not that you took him 7th or 8th or 3rd, you traded him late 20s.
No, they're all in now.
They are all in for him.
That's it. But they're much further along in their process.
That's the point.
BT and Sal on the Fan. WFAN NFL Football is powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We're talking about the NFL rules and the offense seemingly coming at ease in today's NFL as well. We did that earlier. Some calls on that. Joel is calling from Newark, New Jersey. What's up, Joel?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Good to be on the show. Good show. I got my little girl in the back. She's smiling because we're on the radio.
All right.
So real quick, guys, on the taunting calls, this is a testosterone-driven sport. I mean, if you guys saw that call, if that could change a game right there. 15-yard penalty. If you notice, he postured his body towards the player he tackled, and that's why they gave him the flag.
It was still a weak call, though.
I'm sorry?
I thought it was a weak call myself.
I didn't mind it. I thought
it was a very weak call. If he turns his body and still flexes but turns the other way, they don't make that call. So a call like that could ruin the game.
Well, then don't do it.
I know. I hear you. But, again, it's a testosterone-driven sport. You get a good tackle, everything inside you wants to celebrate, like, I got you. And I think that's part of the game. That's what makes football so special. And I think they're taking away from that with their emphasis. And I agree on sportsmanship. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they go a little overboard with the taunting calls.
I don't. But I hear what you're saying. I do. And I hear what Sal's saying, too. I don't like it. Listen, I just think that we've always emulated our heroes. I mean, from the guys, you with the Mets, me with the Yankees, Knicks, like we always wanted to be those guys. And when you see, like I used to run around when Mark Jackson would make the airplane after a nice pass to Ewing because I saw my guy Mark Jackson doing it. So when you're young and impressionable, you emulate heroes, right? But all you have to do is go on Instagram or TikTok, and I don't waste my time on TikTok, but I see this a lot on Instagram. And now you see 7-8-year-old kids flexing. I don't want to use the word, but I'm going to just humping, like doing like the Pete Alonso on the rail, doing like crass, disgusting things that no kid, he didn't even, like, the kids don't even know what that means in the context of sexual innuendo, but they see people do it and they do it. And to me, there is again, I don't want to get preachy, but to me, there is a responsibility by these leagues to at least to a degree dial down standing over somebody when they might be hurt, standing over somebody and flexing when you make a nice play. Celebrate with your boys, pound fists, pound helmets, do whatever you want. But I like to delineate between being classless and having some class.
Understood, but I don't think that last night he was being classless. I think he was taunting for sure. I don't think it was the most vicious taunt that I've seen. And I would usually be more conservative, like, hey, clean this nonsense up. But the game, the way that it is now, like, you can't. So now it's become a judgment thing on, well, there's going to be taunting involved. What's bad taunting? Flexing over somebody, to me, he didn't step over him. He just flexed in his face. He did the same exact thing that Fernando Cruz did last night after he got out of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
So why is then that's okay in baseball, which it is. Like, we like the passion, we like the fire. I know you loved it. I saw your tweet about it last night.
I love the Cruz was good. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so then why would you love that when he was doing the same exact thing?
Because he's not standing over somebody. Like, imagine turning a double play and like the guy like the guys on the dirt. You make the exchange, you throw to first base, the runner's out, and now you're just standing over him, like looking down, like, what's up? You know, I just
maybe I should see it again. I don't think he was standing over him.
He was right now. Yeah, he was over.
Not like the guy
like leaning down to where he was literally on the turf.
The guy was not between his legs, like on the ground, like
which we've seen. No, but
that's another.
No, that's
level.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
And what that could do is incite a riot. You stand over a guy, he's going to punch you in the what?
Well, yeah. And by the way, again, I get it, and I generally have more. I have some tolerance because I've seen a lot, and I know the world's changed a bit here, and you're not going to reverse everything. But to me, while it's a discretionary call, I think, and the NFL went to school on this during the offseason with a point of emphasis, if you do it last night, right? Now maybe and you do it this weekend, and you do it in week 2, and you do it in week 3. Hopefully it's my hope that by week 6 and week 7, it's policed is strong, but policed out of the league, and there's just a little more respect. Like, that's the problem with society.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a lack of respect. And, like, you look at, like, people think that they have a license to walk up to somebody with their phone rolling on video and do a practical joke, crack an egg over their head, dump water. Dude, you have the right, not that I'm Mike Tyson, you have the right to have 5 knuckles down your freaking throat if you do. Are you kidding me? And the older generation knows that, but it's the young kids who don't know. Because there's no repercussions, because nobody really stands up for themselves anymore. And if they do, they go too far, God forbid, in the wrong direction. So to me, this is just...
And what's sad is that if you did that to the wrong person, like if you did that to your father or my father.
Oh, my God, dude.
Right, but then guess what? Our parents would be the ones who were going to get in trouble. Like if somebody rolled up on us, and let's not use
take ourselves out.
It's a little bit. If somebody rolls up on Joe X and does that, and Joe X says, "Get the hell out of my face," and punches them, Joe X is going to be in trouble.
He is, and it's very unfair. Now, you shouldn't just throw a punch for it. Like you should say, "Hey, listen, stop recording." Like, there's got to be an exchange to.
Yeah, but then even that gets
somebody
more.
Because a lot of these people who just do it for clicks, they're taunting you because they want to get your anger up. Clearly, and again, not to be preachy, but to me, that penalty, and I'll say the same thing if it impacts the Jets negatively this Sunday. For me, I hope it's effective, but it's possibly an effective way to get back an ounce of civility, and I'm all for that.
It is a lack of respect, though, overall, but last night you saw that right out of the gate with the spitting thing.
I know.
Now, initially with Carter, I'm thinking, like, spitting on somebody is, to me, the lowest form. Like, what a low life you have to be to actually spit on another human being. And then I didn't see the replay until this morning with Dak, where apparently
Me too, that's when I saw
he
it.
was the one spitting, but it didn't look like he spat at Carter, but still. Either way, you shouldn't be spitting. Dak shouldn't have done it. And if the ref wanted to interpret it to kick him out of the game, I'd be okay with that.
Yep.
And then Carter's response should not have been spitting back. But I don't know what's the right reaction for that. Because my right reaction would be if somebody spits on you, you grab him by the helmet or you rip his helmet off.
Yeah.
Like, that would, to me, create a riot. Again, you can't spit on somebody. What are we doing? That is the most disrespectful thing you could possibly do.
And this is the problem with where we are in 2025. I mean, opening week 1 of the NFL. Yeah. And we're talking about a spitting incident and debating the merits of whether or not that should have been a penalty because, it's a big problem. Not to equivocate the two. One is very different
the opening
than
game
the other,
for the biggest sport in the world, the biggest stage, NFL, Super Bowl champion Eagles, Cowboys. The first thing we see is a guy spitting on another guy and getting tossed out of the game.
Well, first thing we saw was a massive injury where the guy's season's over, and then for one play, and then it's nothing surprising anymore. I'm just a big proponent. I will always stand up for if understanding that it's not going to clean everything up. Like the NFL throwing a penalty on some guy standing over somebody is not going to change the world, but you got to start somewhere. And if if that's policed out of the game, maybe residually downstream 2-3 years from now, maybe fewer high school kids are doing that and fewer college kids are doing that. And they become adults. I don't know the answer either. It's worth rolling the dice. What do we just say? Do whatever you want. Well, society's screwed. You can take a leak on somebody if you want. Doesn't matter. Like, you can't. There's certain things you can't do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that might be coming next. Who knows? BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019.
All right. Getting ready for those picks there, Sal? You got some winners for us or what? Do that a little bit later?
I do have a couple of games circled, yeah.
I cannot wait. All right. Hey,
the reigning champ, I might add. I mean, I was. Brother love.
What up, Papa? All right, so this NFL season, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. Speaking of bets, and right now all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost, which means you get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. Maybe you take your favorite team to win straight up. Maybe you think that one of the big dogs will win outright, or maybe you play it safe and take one of the top teams to straight up win. So whatever you pick, if they win, you can double those winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/BT. Jump into the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger stuff, more money. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid right away. So FanDuel, as you know, is the official sportsbook partner of the NFL and also the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
Here we go!
Starting with a Week 1 NFC North rivalry between the Lions and Packers.
And he's in for a touchdown!
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. When I was a young clinician practicing as a physical therapist, I used to see people come into the clinic and say to myself, these simple injuries can all be prevented if you visit your physical therapist before the injury, such as strengthening, flexibility, balance. My physical therapist and myself are here to treat you. If you get injured with a slip or fall around the house, or you strain your low back, or you happen to hurt your knee golfing, JAG Physical Therapy has state-of-the-art facilities where our physical therapists have top-notch equipment to help you recover from your injury or illness as quick as possible and ready to go back into the game of life.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
This just in, the Powerball jackpot is now over $1 billion. Start dreaming without limits and head to the nearest New Jersey lottery retailer for your chance to win.
At Bellavia Chevrolet, we know a strong season starts with the right lineup. Just minutes from MetLife Stadium, we've got East Rutherford's top GM vehicles like Silverado, Tahoe, Trailblazer, and so many more. Family owned, trusted for decades, Bellavia Chevrolet is built for whatever the road or Sunday throws your way. Whether you're hauling gear, heading to the game, or just need something that moves like a winner, Bellavia Chevrolet in East Rutherford has you covered. Bellavia Chevrolet, big trucks, big SUVs in East Rutherford or BelaviaChevy.com.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers, pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This September, you'll be traveling in style when you win your share of $50,000 in cash and Toomey luggage. Be here on Friday, September 12th and 26th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win a Toomey aluminum extended trip packing case and international carry-on, plus up to $5,000 in cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT's out back on The Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call.
Yeah, I think Hop's got a little something on Neighbors, right? We can get that in a second. I wanted to, you know what? Actually, let's do that now because I don't want to get derailed. This could be important. Go ahead, Hop, on Neighbors.
So Neighbors is not practicing, but should be ready for Sunday. That is what we are hearing right now.
They're backing him off today, but he should be ready for Sunday. Any update on Thomas or no?
We'll be practicing today, and they'll discuss his status for Sunday later on after the practice.
But Thomas will be practicing today.
Correct.
Okay, and what was the other note that you wanted to get?
We can't just fly through that. They will discuss his status for Sunday after practice.
Right, but if he's practicing today.
I understand that, but I didn't really think there was a lot up for interpretation. I don't know if he's going to be able to play week 2 because he gets hurt all the time, but I assumed Andrew Thomas was definitely playing week 1.
Yeah, me too. And that's kind of why maybe I'm minimizing it, and I shouldn't. Remember, we talked to Frances about this, and he was saying, I don't know about the offensive line. He didn't say anybody in particular. But when you think about Giants' offensive line and the injuries, the first guy is Thomas, and he hasn't been 100% healthy. Obviously, they're trying to slow him down a little bit, back him off. He's got to play. I would expect Neighbors to play, even though he's been backed off and slowed down. They just said that. But yeah, I'm going to assume Thomas is going to play.
Me too. From a betting perspective, maybe you lay off a little bit here if you're like, well, I don't know about Neighbors, I don't know about Thomas. Like, even if they play, are they really ready to go? Maybe it's a little gamesmanship. I really don't know. Hopefully they're both healthy because they're both amazing players.
Stay tuned for the Perfect Parlay Pick segment coming up at 1:20.
It is coming up. All right, so real fast, and we'll get back to the phones. 888-808-1019, obviously, BT and Sound on the Fan. So I was trying to find something real quick, and because when you look at the scoring, which is something you and I have talked a lot about here, how it just seems a lot easier, and we can obviously back this up. There's more points per game now than there was back in the day, and the records are going out the windows, whether it's yards by quarterbacks per season, whatever. I just typed in a random year, just for giggles, right? 1977, million years ago, week 1, all right? I'm looking at some of these scores. Dude, 17-6, I'm not even going to tell you the names. Doesn't matter.
Right.
13-0, 13-3, 7-0,
right.
16-10, 13-3, 20-0, 24-0, 27-0. Wow.
I mean, it doesn't sound like great competition, but yeah, those are low scoring.
One team scored 30 points. That was the Bears against the Lions, 30-20.
You have another year by any chance?
Give me any year you
Give me
want.
like 92.
All right, 1992. All right. That'll take a
bring it forward 20 years, but it's still 30 years
100%.
ago. Yeah.
NFL Week 1 scores. Here we go. Pop up. Let's see if it's working. The Wi-Fi. Bang. Here we go. 92 Week 1. All right. Steve Young won the MVP that year. Cowboys won the championship, in case you guys are curious. All right. 20-17, 14-3, 21-3. 31-14, Niners beat the Giants, 31-14. 15-13, 29-24.
Football scores. There we go.
Yeah, 23-10, 17-13, 23-7. I don't know if I said 15-13.
Yeah.
Not many routes. One team scored 40. That was the Bills over the Rams, 40-7. And the Niners scored 30-plus against the G-Men. That was it, dude.
And by the way, maybe we get that this Sunday. I don't know. I'm just telling you the feel. I'm not looking up the stats, the data, the analytics, all that, the points per game. Just the feel that I have watching the games today versus 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a lot freaking easier to score points in today's NFL versus what it was 30 years ago.
It is, which is why I stand up for the quarterbacks of yesteryear. Like, let's take Boomer for a second. If Boomer Esiason was coming up now, right? What would his completion percentage be? He didn't have, I'm not saying he never threw screen passes or swing passes, but think about the easy throws.
He'd be a very good game manager for a certain team.
Yeah, you got to slip that in. Yep. Hey, Boomer, just don't lose it for us, right, buddy? Think about whether it's Boomer, whether it's Phil, whomever you want to go back in the day. It's just there's a reason why the stats have exploded, and it's partially because the schemes are more advanced, tougher to stop, athletes are better. No doubt the athletes are better today than when those guys were coming up. But the quarterbacks back then, they just had tougher throws to make more consistently than these guys do.
But also they were getting knocked on their ass. And
that too.
Yeah, and it was allowed to happen. So when you drop back to pass, if you didn't get rid of it, even if you did, there's a good chance you're getting knocked down anyway.
Yes.
So that's a huge part of it. Now it's like, these quarterbacks look skittish. They look skittish now. They have 9 years to throw, and if anybody sniffs on them, they're going to get a flag. Yeah. So back then, it was like, hey, you better get rid of it now, otherwise you're going to get killed. So I don't know. BT and Sal on the Fan. Either way, it just feels different. 88, and it is obviously different. 888-808-1019, the number to call. Whitey is calling from Bayshore. What's up, Whitey?
Hey, what's up, BT? What's up, Dr. Finkelstein? How you guys doing?
Dr. What?
John is calling from Port Jeff Station. What's up, John? I don't got time to deal with that nonsense today. What's up, John?
Hey, John.
Hey, guys. Nice to hear you. Great job on the show again. The gentleman that spoke before about that play about taunting, guys like to see defense and hard hitting. Remember Michael Strahan coming out and, not over the guy sometimes, but right by him, and he'd be giving the flex and stuff. How about the guys that run into the end zone, the whole defense on an interception? That's kind of taunting. So, to me, like the guy said before on the phone, a 15-yard penalty for something stupid like that can cost the Jets and Giants a couple of games.
Yep.
And I just want your feeling on how you think that things can change a game the way they're changing the rules. It just, manipulates the refs to have the control of the game.
They've got to focus on things that they really shouldn't have to focus on. I mean, focus on holding in the trenches, focus on, actual football stuff, not stupid celebrations, but that's where we are. Listen, I'm going to differentiate between a unit, even if it's choreographed. Like, to me, that's fun.
Well, it's taunting versus celebrating.
Yeah.
But that's...
It's a huge difference.
But it's also to each individual, however you interpret that. Your interpretation of last night's play was different than mine. Now, that was maybe more of one that was on the line versus the whole defense is clearly celebrating. Maybe some take that as taunting. I don't know. If you intercept the ball, Deion used to taunt all the time.
He did.
So
high stepping it in.
Okay, but that's also not a vicious taunt that is potentially inciting a brawl. But now are we going to delineate between that? Like, you know what I mean? The levels of taunting and celebrating. So if I could say, well, last night the guy made a great play, and he knocked somebody over, and you'd be like, yeah, well, that's how you kind of should be. To me, he didn't cross that line, whereas if you stepped over him, pointing in his face, like that's now where you're clearly taunting.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if you try to remove last night's reaction from the game, you probably get further and further away from real taunting, which could lead to real issues.
But then are you putting a ceiling on players who want to celebrate?
No, because I think when he made it was a great tackle. You turn to your buddy, you smack him in the helmet, you bang pads, you bang cheer. Like, no, you could you could flex to the crowd. Like, I just think anytime, and it's happening quick, and I don't know for sure that they got it right last night, but I know there's a concerted effort that they want to get this out of the game, so they wanted to start with something that could be a little benign to avoid the other stuff. I think as long as you don't do it in the direction of your opponent, which is generally when things are incited and leads to a moment the NFL doesn't want, if you can get rid of that, I think generally it's cleaned up and it's better. I really do. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal. All right, guys, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs here. Some drive them for the performance, others for the range, and some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. You know I love my Cadillac. I got a big white one. Whatever the reason, never been a better time to say, hey, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, BT, the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles, the Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyric, which is what I drove last summer. I loved it. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The Dodgers were a better matchup than the Padres were for the Mets, and obviously the Dodgers going on and win the World Series and beat everybody. So just get in there, and I feel really, really confident about where they are right now. I don't think that they're going to fall apart.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hard-working pros they serve. Bill Belichick's UNC program just banned the Patriots from campus. Yes, the team he coached for 24 years. NFL scouts say access at UNC is nearly zero. It's petty, and worse, it doesn't serve as players. Limiting exposure to NFL teams means fewer opportunities for the guys who are trying to get to the NFL, a league Belichick once dominated. I'm Maggie Gray.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
What? So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Water damage happens fast. So can the cleanup when you call on the restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Injured in an accident? Your case in the hands of one lawyer may settle for $100,000, but in the hands of the right law firm could be worth millions. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been representing injury victims for over 50 years, winning and collecting billions for our clients. And we're not stopping now. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit us at injurylawyer.com.
Be a lawyer for injured ones. Injurylawyer.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Here we go. First one of the season, BT, on this Football Friday, Week 1. On the line right now, Nick Costos, host of You Better, You Bet, and Odyssey Sports Betting Insider. Insider calls are presented by BetMGM. Check the latest lines on the BetMGM app. Catch You Better, You Bet, weekdays 3 to 7 Eastern on the newly rebranded BetMGM network on the Odyssey app, and watch from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern on NBC Sports Now or Peacock. We welcome in the man who took it on the chin last night, the over in that game, Nick Costos. Nick, how you doing after that tough beat?
Shut up. Great to be on for a new season with you guys. Let's start it off by, we had 41 points at halftime, and the game somehow doesn't go over because of that stupid lightning delay, and CD Lamb's drop passes. Man, piss off, Licata.
No,
BT,
I'm with you.
Great to be on with you, buddy. Not so much with Sal. What a jerk.
I'm with you. I think it was the right bet.
Well, that makes me feel so much better.
Yeah,
you thought it was the right pick. Thank you, buddy.
You know I trust you and listen to you. I can't wait to listen to you this Sunday and get set for all the action, but I know that was a abnormally frustrating, tough beat and a tough way to get going.
It was not great. Well, what I'll say is this. So last year, Week 1, I bet the Titans against the Bears, and if people don't remember that, that's the Will Levis surrender Cobra game, where he threw an interception that was so bad, he literally did a surrender Cobra on the field as the player was bringing the pick six back. That one was really bad, and that actually might have been the worst beat of all last season. I am hoping that last night is the worst beat of the season. It probably won't be, but I'm hoping that we got the bad one out of the way heading into what should be a great Week 1.
Well, Nick, we're fired up, and it is good to have you back, man. I want to start with philosophy before we get into specifics here. So you start Week 1, and there's really 2 ways to go. It's either proceed with caution because it's early, nobody's really played, nobody knows what's what yet, or attack because the sharps and the line setters haven't really adjusted yet to the new season? Which road do you take generally?
I think, BT, the only thing that I would say in regards to that is don't bet, just as a pure piece of betting advice, don't bet teasers in week one. Like, not that they can't win. Like, you could bet a teaser and it can win, obviously. But the whole, and as I see a lot of people that do betting content giving out teasers for week one, and again, like, the bets can win. The reason why it's, like, not a smart decision, like, you want to tease NFL games when you know what teams are, right? So when we get to, into, like, mid-October and we have a great idea of what teams are, like the actual difference between teams, that's when you can really get value moving the line 6 points because you know, like, this is what the line should be. You're creating value for yourself. And I think, a popular teaser, like, just as an example, could be like Denver this week hosting the Tennessee Titans, right? Denver's an 8.5-point home favorite. You tease them down through 7-3. Denver minus 2.5. Now, like, we think Denver's going to win this game. Like, what happens if Bo Nix turns it over a couple times? If you watch Bo Nix in college, that wouldn't be surprising. And, like, why can't Cam Ward be better than expected? Now, I'm not saying that I like the Titans in the game. Just to offer an example, the only thing that I would say is don't tease in week one. I think that is a bad idea.
Okay, interesting. I would have never really thought that way. Interesting. But then, if that's the case, why bet at all in week one? Because it's the same thought process applied to you're changing the line versus attaching money to a specific team and a line.
Like, you pay more with the teaser, so like you pay more for that event to be able to move. But like like I've got some pretty strong opinions here that I'm willing to take to market. And what I would say is, and I know like I got brand like Odyssey, I do a betting show, a Sports Betting Insider. Look, I'm a lifelong diehard sports fan, just like you guys. Just like everybody listening, everybody watching on YouTube, we all watch games, we all have opinions, and I want to take, like, just like the little piggy baby, I want to take my opinions to market, and I can't wait to do that.
Right, okay, so then my question, the follow-up to that would be then how do you navigate week one, and what are you basing it on? Like, in week 5, we know you're going to base your picks on what you've seen week 1 through 4. Are you going preseason? Are you going preconceived thoughts? How are you using your information for week 1?
Yeah, a lot of it for me, candidly, is on-field handicap stuff, and obviously, like the number matters. But it's I think it's harder to gauge like what an actual number should be at this point in the season. So it's a lot of opinion, right? Like like Giants Commanders is a perfect example where Brian Dable just said Andrew Thomas is going to practice today, but he's going to talk to the trainers after practice to see if he's going to be willing to play in the game. Like Thomas playing or not playing is going to probably swing how I bet this game or don't bet the game.
It should.
Yeah, and so I know Steelers-Jets. Now, I liked the Steelers anyway, but BT, I saw the video of you talking about it, like a horrible blow for the Jets to lose like, your best offensive lineman before the season starts for the year in Elijah Vera Tucker, where, I don't think Justin Fields is very good, and now you take Tucker out going up against Cam Hayward and Benton and TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, just makes things a little harder for the New York Jets. So for me, honestly, like a lot of on-field handicap, like my opinions on units, like offense v defense, coaching staffs, etc. I think I've got really good stuff. We'll see if it wins when the games are played.
Is there a team, we're talking Nick Costas, of course, BT and Sound on the Fan, is there a team where you dove pretty deep into the futures market, you're like, this team's going to win more or lose more than the average betting public thinks?
Oh, so like a team that has like extreme outcomes attached to it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you a great one. I think this is the best answer, actually. The Los Angeles Rams. The Rams... And I think you can say this about the NFC North also. I think you can make a legitimate case for any team in the NFC West or any team in the NFC North to win their division. I think all 8 teams are good and all 8 teams have upside. Now, in the NFC West, like you can make the case for the Niners, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Rams. The Rams are the only one of those 4 who have the upside to win the Super Bowl. To get to or win the Super Bowl. I don't think San Francisco's got... I'm more down on San Francisco than some. I think Arizona and Seattle don't have that upside. The Rams absolutely do.
Even with Stafford's back, which has been an issue all summer?
No, that's the second part of this, right? Where we get to the extreme outcomes, right? Where would it surprise you if I said we get to the end of the season, the Rams are 13-4, 12-5? Like, I don't think you could be surprised by that.
A little bit, but not enough to say you're nuts. Keep going.
Now, you have a 37-year-old, almost 38-year-old quarterback with a bad back, which is like not great. I'm 42. If my back hurts, I'm in big trouble. He's 38. He's doing a podcast now, like doesn't seem great, flirts with retirement every year, where I think that things could spin out of control for this team. If like Stafford, like Jimmy Garoppolo's not the worst backup quarterback in the world. He started a Super Bowl. Stafford's way better. So I think you can make the case of the Rams, BT, being a team where they could go 12-5, and if we get to the end of the season and this doesn't go well for Stafford, I think like 5-12 or 6-11 is in the equation as well. I look at the Rams as a big-time high-variance team.
So now that's amazing. So now, because of that, Nick, and I don't want to belabor it, but you would not touch that in terms of the future market because you really don't know what's going to happen. Like, they're so extreme.
Well, I think the way that you would play it is in lieu of betting their win total.
Yep.
Right? Which is like are they going to win 10 games? I would rather play alts. I'd rather play them have them play them to win the NFC West.
Got it.
Play them to win the NFC. And if you think things could go poorly and you don't trust Stafford's health and his back, play under 7.5 wins or under 6.5 wins and get more bang for your buck.
Okay, I like it.
You concerned about McCaffrey?
Oh, man. What a... Jeez, dude. So I spend the entire fantasy and on my show, and I'm talking because my friends hit me up for advice and say, "Hey, what do you think? What should I do in my draft?" And I tell everybody, and I did this also. Draft Christian McCaffrey everywhere you can because if he stays healthy and he was healthy all offseason, he could easily be the best player in fantasy football. He's going 7th or 8th in drafts. So I have him I did some best ball drafts on Underdog where I took Christian McCaffrey first overall because I think that's his upside. And then the injury report comes out yesterday. He has a calf injury and it's just I don't
first.
I don't know how this is going to go. I hope well. We'll see when we get the practice report later this afternoon. Obviously, they're on the West Coast. But Sal, just to further the question that you asked, I was going to make this bet anyway. I think the Seahawks are going to beat the Niners on Sunday.
Yeah, see, and I asked you, and I'll let you finish in a second. I'm sorry to interrupt, because I am higher on the Niners than you are, or I was at least going into the year. And I still think, they could be fine with Brian Robinson potentially running the football, but that's a significant injury that came out of nowhere with McCaffrey. So that's why I wanted to just ask that question. But
and by the way, BT, you'll remember, everyone will remember, but especially Jets fans, last year, Christian McCaffrey's going to play on Monday Night Football, and then he's not in the season opener.
Yep.
And Jordan Mason runs through the Jets like a hot knife butter. And it didn't matter. I'm not trying to, that's what happens. It did happen. I don't think the Niners have that big-time upside this year. And just on Seattle very quickly, I won't belabor this point. Everyone is ultra-focused, and especially Jets fans, I'm sure, in the area, on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense. And I think not enough people are considering the possibility that the Seahawks, with second-year head coach Mike McDonald, defensive, like the Sean McVay of defense, basically, that the Seahawks could have the best defense in the league this season. I like Seattle plus the points on. It's in the range of outcomes for sure.
Okay. All right. So this will be, I think, satisfying for both Jets and Giants fans. I'm going to take the Bills out of the equation and the Eagles, the two best teams in those, and the Commanders are good too, but I'm going to put Bills and the Eagles aside, right? When I say I think Miami's going the wrong way, the Pats are going the right way, Dallas is going the wrong way, and the Commanders could be slightly going the wrong way this year in terms of competition for our teams. Is that a fair synopsis? Am I missing something there?
I would say I slightly disagree. I think I mostly agree with what you said. So I'll just give you quick thoughts on the Commanders, and BT, that is a really smart people that I talk to in the betting space kind of agree with you, right? That not that they're going to be bad, but they went 12-5 last year and made the conference championship game. They were in the Final Four. And I spent a lot of time this summer thinking about it, right? Because that's kind of like a linchpin for how you think the NFC is going to go. Is Washington going to be really good again? And, the roster is a little shaky. It's an old roster.
Yep.
And I think that because the quarterback is in his second year, that people are it's a young team. No, they're actually really old. And I don't think the defense is very good. But my thing with Washington, and I think I'm going to be right about this, and I talked about this with you guys in January in the postseason, I think Daniels is already the best quarterback in the conference. I think he's the 5th best quarterback in the league. And if that's the case, I'm not picking them to miss the playoffs. And you could say, well, I'm picking the Bengals to miss the playoffs. Washington's defense is not the dumpster fires that Cincinnati is going to be. So I do like Washington. I agree that the Dolphins are on the downward trend. I agree the Patriots are on the upward trend. Dallas, I'm a little iffy on. I thought Dallas played pretty well last night.
Did.
Now, look, Jalen Carter doesn't play in the game, which would be like playing the Rams without Aaron Donald. Like, not quite to that extent, but Carter's the best defensive tackle in the league. That made Dallas's offense look better. Just two things on Dallas that I think, honestly, like the Giants play Dallas next week. And two things that concerned me as a Giants fan going into that game. Forget about betting. Dak Prescott was unbelievable last night. And if you're like a box score monkey, right, who's just like, oh, he threw for 188 yards, how good could he be? Like, did you watch the freaking game? Like, he was great. He was slinging it. He was awesome. And I thought Brian Schottenheimer, like, actually managed the game really well. And the Cowboys offense looked, to my untrained eye, way more inventive than it has the past few years under Mike McCarthy. So I think that's positive signs for the Dallas Cowboys. And if you're a Giants fan, I think you probably feel a little worse about that game in Dallas next week.
Assume Thomas plays, what do you got for this Sunday, Giants Commanders?
I don't. Betting the game is so tough, right? If Thomas doesn't play, like, the Giants fall apart. Like, he's like the piece in the Jenga tower that you take it out and it comes crumbling down. He's that important. And like James Hudson filling in, like Thomas is a stud. And if you don't have him, I think the offensive line's really bad, and it's really going to hurt this offense. If he plays, I think you can make a case that the Giants can keep the game close. If he doesn't play, I think Washington could easily win this game by double digits. And where I'll come down on this, I'll give kind of a lukewarm opinion, and I'll save maybe some good stuff for Sunday if I get there. I think Daniels is just too good, and I am choosing to, and I can be wrong, and no one else has to do this. I'm choosing to look at this now when teams play Washington, almost like you're playing like Buffalo, and you've got like Josh Allen at quarterback. Mm-hmm. And do you think, like, you could cover? Can you win? I'm a Giants fan. I would hope that can happen. I'm not optimistic that they can win this game.
Well, we heard you already express not great positivity for the Jets here. 2.5-point dogs. What do we say? Give us the final call there.
Well, I'll just on the just like a quickly big picture. I like everything they did this offseason from a team building perspective. The first thing being letting Aaron Rodgers walk. I think that was really smart, trying to like build this new culture up from the ground up. So I like what we've seen from Glenn before a game as coach, to be fair, and Darren Moogie, the GM. I like it. I think they're going to be bad this year, and the loss of Vera Tucker is a crippler because he's the best offensive lineman on the team, and we'll see about the two tackles if they can take those steps and be really good. But this is a team that obviously wants to run it. If you fall behind in games, you're not going to be able to come back because the quarterback can't throw. And I think they're going to be bad this year, man. 6.5's the win total. I like the under, but so yeah, like, I don't think they're going to be good. But BT, the piece of optimism that I will give is, again, everything they've done has been smart, in my opinion, which means that I think that the plan is going to be good, and you are never going to be good with Justin Fields this year. And I said this with Sal when I went in studio with him last month. That day in training camp when like Fields got carted off and like the world melted down, you would have thought this was like Patrick Mahomes got carted off, or like Lamar Jackson's out for the year. Guys, Justin Fields, I'm sure, is a nice young man. He stinks. Like, the Jets can't be good this year if he's starting every game. So lower your expectations. Hope that the young players on the team all continue to improve. And I think they're cooking with gas going into next year with a new quarterback.
Oh, well, that's good for next year, but I'm not lowering anything. I'm going to actually up the ante here. How about this? So you have the Jets under 6. I got the Jets over 6. Winner buys a big steak dinner. Let's go.
Yeah, you got it.
You and I, our first bet head-to-head.
I like it.
Let's
I'm
go.
in on that.
Right.
I'm in on that.
I'm going to sit that one out and watch, but I want to get in tonight. And before
I like how I got this after Vera Tucker's out for the season, so thank you for that, BT.
Well, that's true.
Nick, I need some juice tonight. I want to follow your lead. No matter what you say, I am going to bet it tonight. Give me the play for the Chiefs and Chargers.
Yeah, I like Kansas City in the game, and I'm going to give all my props out coming up later on You Better You Bet in our final hour, the power hour of the show. But as far as the side is concerned, Kansas City is a 3-point favorite. If I had to bet it, I would lay the Chiefs. But Sal, the way I'm going to play this game is I've got the Chiefs in some money line parlays heading into the weekend.
I like it.
Yeah, you could put them with like team that you liked in the NFL this weekend. Like, I like Baylor tomorrow in college football, an underdog against SMU. I'm going to have a Chiefs-Baylor money line parlay, for instance, where I'm a little low on the Chargers. I think they have a high floor but a low ceiling where they could win like 9 or 10 games, but never more than that. And I think Kansas City fixed its offensive line. I like the Chiefs to win this game tonight. Maybe my more than 3, we'll see. And just want to give you guys a name to watch for tonight and get ahead of the curve with your friends talking about stuff. The Chiefs took Josh Josh Simmons, the final pick of the first round in April's draft, offensive lineman out of Ohio State. He got hurt last year in Columbus, and if he didn't get hurt, everyone says he would have been a top 10 pick. He's starting at left tackle for the Chiefs. I think he is going to stabilize this offensive line, force other players like to play in their correct position, and allow Mahomes to get the ball down the field more. Big bounce back season for Mahomes from a stat perspective, and I think the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl this year, and I think Josh Simmons will be a big piece of that puzzle.
Wow.
All right, man. So Mahomes chucking it again. Going to be nice to see if that's right.
Coming in hot, Costos. We love it. Expect nothing less. Enjoy the game tonight. Look forward to listening to you Sunday. Go ahead. Hit us with it.
Wishing everybody minimal sweats, winning bets, the absolute very best of luck, except for Brandon Tierney. Because BT, I got to tell you, man, I got champagne taste, and I got a bone-in ribeye, and I'm licking my lips right now thinking about when the Jets lose this weekend to Aaron Rodgers.
No. It's for the season, not just this week, dude.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
But 0-1 is way better for me than 1-0.
Well, listen, you might have champagne taste when it comes to that, but you got spam taste when it comes to futures with the Jets, dude. You're going to be wrong.
Oh, here we
You're going to lose this one.
Steak,
champagne, more like spam
I love it.
and flat soda. You're going down, jump.
Just quick betting thought, very quick. If you like the Jets, bet +3. If you like the Steelers, lay 2.5. Give yourself the best chance to win, regardless of whatever side you're on. And the right side is Steelers -2.5.
Ooh, I
Good
love
job,
this.
brother.
We got a storyline here built throughout week 1. I like it. You and Costos.
I'm going to be much more. Listen, I already put the Jets in. I locked it in. I think I'm going to be jumping into a lot more bets.
This is not a real steak dinner.
No, well,
I want you to go into your pocket.
It could be, but if it is,
I want you to go into your pocket.
Listen, Sal's quote. I'm sitting this one out. So just keep sitting this one out. Oh, he's still here. Just keep sitting this one out.
You would expense the steak dinner? Is that what would happen here?
No.
You could come.
Yeah.
You just ain't telling me where we're going.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I want you to go.
I would want
this guy.
I would want Sal to come. Why can't Sal come?
I know I want him to come. He's not going to tell me where I'm taking you if I lose.
And you got to pay for him also. That's part of the deal.
Yeah, I'll pay for him. Yeah, pay for it. Then we're definitely going to rails. So.
And that was the host of You Bet or You Bet and Odyssey Sports Betting Insider, Nick Costos. Insider calls are presented by BetMGM. For all your betting needs, check out the newly rebranded BetMGM network on the Odyssey app. So Jets have to go over 6 wins.
Over 5.5. That's the number. So so if the Jets win 6, I win.
No, I thought it was 6.5 was the number.
I had 5.5 here. We already have a discrepancy. 30 seconds into the bet.
I'll text them some clarity.
We will clarify.
But yes, so either way, win total for the year.
Which, by the way, is just consistent with what I've said all summer. Right. That I think the Jets will be better than last year. I understand why people are down on the Jets. It's the easiest thing to be down on that exists. I understand. I think they'll be all right this year.
Perfect parlay pick segment coming up at 1:20. We'll get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogusch.
The home of Yankees radio is WFAN, WFAN-FM, WFAN-FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1:03. I'm Andrew Bogusch. This Sports Flash is sponsored by Flushing Bank. The Giants have been monitoring Malik Neighbors' nagging toe issue since the end of last season. Today, Brian Dable revealed a new issue.
Back down on him a little bit. He'll be fine for the game.
Is that an injury thing? Something?
No, we're just gonna back down on him. Back's a little tight.
So it's back stiffness this time for Neighbors. Dable said he'd do less today than usual. That Neighbors wasn't seen on the field at all during the media portion of practice. The head coach did say his receiver will be okay for Sunday. Aaron Glenn would not confirm what his O-line will look like without Elijah Vera Tucker, saying he'd like to keep the competitive advantage for as long as possible. But Glenn did say that every other Jet should be available for the Steelers game. The Yankees 3 games behind the Jays as they welcome them to the Bronx for the weekend. Game 1 at 7:05 here on the Fan with Cam Schlittler and Kevin Gossman on the mound. And the Mets are throwing David Peterson to start a huge series in Cincinnati. 640 Odyssey Mets Radio. The Reds are 5 games away from that last wildcard spot with the Giants 1 game ahead of them. Fan weather, it is 81 degrees and sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogusch.
The Scarlet Knights take on Miami of Ohio. 3:30 tomorrow.
He's in! Touchdown, Rutgers!
The Home of Rutgers football is WFAN.
And the Scarlet Knights continue to dominate.
Brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
This NFL season, FanDuel wants to boost your bets even more. Right now, all customers can double their winnings with a 100% profit boost. That means you can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. Maybe you'll take your favorite team to win. Or maybe you think one of the big underdogs will win outright. Or maybe you'll play it safe and take one of the top teams to win. Whoever you pick, if they win, you can double your winnings with a 100% profit boost. So visit FanDuel.com/Gio, that's G-I-O, and get in on the NFL action with a chance to win even bigger. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to edisonhvac.com.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. Hey! Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. The BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. So we'll get back to the calls here, 888-808-1019. We got the perfect parlay pick segment coming up in about 10 minutes or so from now. Last year I won. BT and Hoff had to dress up as wrestlers, whereas the first year Hoff won, BT and I had to dress up as wrestlers. You're due here, BT.
I am.
For a win in year 3 of the perfect parlay pick segment.
However, though, I've never finished last. I've always been...
Right, I finished last year 1.
Which is why I got to... you finished last, and because I finished ahead of you, I got to pick Doink or Gold Dust. Not exactly...
right, you
remember,
got to pick,
whoever finishes second,
right.
rather than dead last, has to dress up. It gets to pick the lesser of the two evils, which I think I probably picked. I'm not even sure, actually, still. Looking back at those gold dust pictures, I mean, but the doink stuff is just
maybe I let you guys off easy last year with Brother Love and Papa Shango. I mean, it was pretty good.
I thought it was good. We're not looking to terrorize each other, or are we?
Either way, we are looking to nail some of these picks. We will do that coming up in about 10 minutes. And speaking of picks, we went over this earlier with the knockout pool stuff. So then Marash started, frantically texting us. Oh, no, I saw it. He didn't send us an email, so he's lying. So we weren't on that email. Then he resets it. Dude, there was already a game played last night. The season has started. This stuff's got to be buttoned up. I'm in the newsroom. I see Rosie. Paul Rosenberg has been a staple in the newsroom for years. I'm like, oh, you in the knockout pool? He's like, no, I don't know. Then you're not running a fan knockout pool. This might be the Marash family knockout pool, but it's not WFAN's knockout pool, and nobody knows about it. There's no signs on the wall over there. Nobody here knows about it. I don't want to hear it. Loogie's texting. Sean's driving us up to the American Dream. That's where they're doing the show from today. Stop texting him because he's trying to text back while driving, and Loogie's worried about his life. Positive Tommy, all of a sudden a negative backseat driver there as far as it comes to Marash. But come on, I mean, can we get things in order around here?
It's a mess. It's unacceptable. I could send 13 texts. They dropped the ball.
I guess
Sean did.
I guess the way to do it then is should I just take control of this stuff? But I don't want to.
What are we going to have? It's like the American League and the National League. We're going to have BT South knockout pool and the Marash knockout pool.
I'm just saying, even everything like the pizza, the knock. I know.
It's too late. The season started.
I know.
Too late. Even if you and I want to jump in, which I kind of do. I like the knockout pool. It's too late. Started. Unless
you wouldn't have taken anybody last night.
I wouldn't. But still, there's got to be an ethical.
I think
working to this.
I think you get in now. Just the teams that are there are off the board.
I understand that, but that now maybe because he messed up so much, maybe he lifts the velvet rope and lets us in despite the season. The season started,
didn't he send you the text to be?
I got it. I didn't respond. I've been busy.
But, right. I mean,
I've been busy trying to set up our own knockout pool. No, but think about this. Like, even though I would not have touched the game last night as a knockout pool option in week one. How do you run a true knockout pool when you have people coming in after the season started? It's fundamentally broken.
No, I do think most knockout pools allow people to sign up right before kickoff on Sunday.
Really?
I do believe that. Yeah, because
I've never had that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No,
I'm not saying that some don't, but to me, that's not the way to do it. What if there was a horrible game last night? Well, what if you thought Dallas was going to be terrible this year?
Right, so I see what you're saying.
Terrible.
What if there was a major upset last night?
Correct.
And then now you and I are like, oh, let's jump in because half the people were knocked out.
Well, that's part of it, but also just a fewer options. I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right, not half-assed.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't think about that. Now, that being said, he did invite, and whatever his rules are, if I want to get some action, $26, I'm going to hop in and get some action.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm going to, like you said, I've been busy here. We're trying to get to the show. I haven't had time getting texts. Oh, you're going to do it. Now I get another text from Rascona. Brian Rascona, another staple here in the newsroom for years.
Yeah.
Quote, I never received anything on a knockout.
Here you go.
Ernie Acosta used to run the pool. It was way more organized. And he's right. We used to get the emails or text, hey, you doing the pool? Send the $20 here, whatever. There's a thing out in the newsroom. Here's who's left. Here are the teams who have chosen.
What a mess.
Guys who work here aren't getting the invite. It's not a fan knockout pool then, Marash.
I don't want to do it now.
Get your act together.
At this rate, if you win, who knows if you get paid? Trust anything about this knockout
that was a thing for years. That was when Hidasi was running things. Remember there was...
Oh, I did.
Remember there was an issue with you? We went over
with me.
Yeah, he said you didn't pay. He claimed you didn't pay.
Oh, I do remember.
But he was just using you as a shield because...
Yeah, I got pulled into this. What am I catching strays for? I lose bets, I pay up. I win bets, I collect.
Oh, my God. BT and Sal, welcome to football season. 888-808-1019, the number to call. Ted is calling from Belrose. What's up, Ted?
Teddy.
Guys, I'm glad I'm not in one of your office pools over there because I would certainly be suspicious myself.
And there'd be 9 people, so if you won, you wouldn't win anything anyway.
Anyway, guys, you're going to appreciate this, man. I am a conspiracy theorist, but I don't believe the world is flat, okay? Let me just say that first.
Okay.
Tell me something. You, I, and everybody in our wildest dreams had no idea that game was never going to reach 47.5 last night, correct?
This came up, let you finish, came up on the air. Sal said he liked the Eagles to cover the big number. I said I don't, but I did say that I love the over. I thought it was going to go over.
So did I.
Yep.
Now, you tell me this. Did you, while watching, were there any lightning strikes in and around Lincoln Financial Field last night?
How the hell do I know? I'm in New Jersey. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. that little weather map thing that they threw in front of everybody's face, actually, do you believe that we live in a world of AI, BT, and sound?
Well, of course we do. It's more and more prevalent, sure.
Exactly. So who's to say that little weather map thing that they decided to put red and orange and yellow colors with thunderstorms in the area and lightning?
So what? We can't even believe the next presidential election results? It's all AI? It's fake? Whatever. If that's the world, I don't think I want to be here.
And what I will say is it was a nasty storm last night.
Did you get hit hard by you?
I drove through it. I left SNY, remember, so I'm leaving later.
Yeah.
I got to the car at the train station at like 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And it looked like the end of days. That's how dark the clouds were.
It got dark fast.
Then on the way home, it started pouring.
Mm-hmm.
And all night long, I felt the rain. I hear the thunder. Maddox was scared. I was scared a little bit too. So I know it was a pretty big storm. I'm assuming that had something to do with it, being that we're in the vicinity of,
About 90 miles away. Usually the football practice runs to 8. We got a text, hey, come get your son, because see what we do in our town. Once there's a lightning strike, it's automatic. I think it's within 6 miles. I could be off on that. Same with the golf course, which no longer is open. But if there's a lightning strike that registers, the town, whether it's the turf field or the football field, whatever it might be, they've got these devices set up where it automatically, like a siren, almost like a bomb, God forbid, and it alerts you. That's it. Got to get off. And for every additional lightning strike, I believe it's plus 30 minutes. And I know that the boys on the practice football field had to leave at 7:20 rather than 8. So I didn't myself see lightning, but it obviously registered. So, I mean, Teddy, there's no way you could believe that, Ted.
Yeah,
there's really no way.
One thing I would say is when you see the lightning and the rain, then you could stop it. That did not happen last night. They were saying that there was an expected weather storm.
Right? Yeah, kind of. I mean, see, it's not so much expected; it's proximity to the location. So it's not like you're playing.
So it's okay, so you're saying it's close enough to.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing a game and there's a bolt of lightning over the center field fence in the Philly Stadium. It's we just got an alert based on at this point it's simple, meteorologist information, a 2 mile, whatever it might be, and it's moving at this rate of speed. Bang. We got to get off the field.
It did ruin the game, though, last night.
I went back to the Yankees. I didn't even care about the end of the game.
I think most people did. Frank is calling from Staten Island. What's up, Frank?
Franco.
Hey, guys. Big fans. Nice to talk to you guys. Happy Football Friday.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you. What's up?
Nothing. I got a question for both of you. Talking about Survivor Pool. I'm in a Survivor Pool. I just want your opinion and your take on this. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 games I like. I like Denver over Tennessee, but I don't know if I want to roll the dice and take Denver week 1. I'm thinking about taking, I believe, Arizona over New Orleans. What do you guys think about that?
Here's the thing. Sal might have a different opinion.
Touch that.
I don't give advice on the air as to how you should spend your money, because if I'm wrong, I don't want to hear it. All right? So the only thing that I would say, based on what you said, I think you might be investing a little bit much in Denver as being like one of these great teams. And I know why you would say, well, the Titans shouldn't be good. Denver's a playoff team. Peyton, blah, blah, blah. Young quarterback, year experience. Yeah, there's tangible reasons why that would make sense, but I'm passing. The day that I'm just not giving out betting advice. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah, well, right. That's what I would do it, though. The way that he wants to know what you would do. So the way that I would do it, and I have not looked at this yet, literally, we just got asked to be in a pool while we're on the show because we were complaining about it. So I have not looked at the slate yet with the Survivor pick mind.
It's a different mindset.
It is a different mindset. I'm trying to come up with the games for the perfect parlay pick segment. Yeah. So I haven't thought that yet. My philosophy generally is I would take a home team. I also try to avoid the obvious, because think about it. The majority of people lose these pools by picking the obvious. It may not get you in week 1, may not get you in week 2. At some point, picking chalk is going to get you. That's how the massive exits happen in this pool.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, it doesn't mean that it's foolproof. Like, I also have a thing where I would try to stay away from division rivals as long as I could.
That's a good criteria. I'm with you on that. Even rookie coaches, I wouldn't invest anything in a rookie coach.
So my normal early philosophy with Survivor pools would be home team, non-division opponent.
That's a good guideline.
That would be where I start. But again, I haven't gone through this particular...
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I want to get back to what you said about the chalk, right? So, and I know what you mean. Like, all of a sudden, they're week 9, week 12, whatever it might be. How
that team...
How did that happen? What everybody... Knockout pools ruined. But you got to play chalk early. Otherwise, you're getting too cute. You're overthinking it. And you're going to get bounced in week 3. You got to hang around.
My philosophy is always, I'd rather get beat early by being cute than be led to the slaughter with the herd.
You know why, though? I would completely disagree with that because the longer I'm in it, the more my odds go up. I mean, think about that. If there's
but that's what everybody thinks.
Well, I understand that.
And that's how everybody gets killed.
Well, not everybody. We're generalizing for the most part. But if there's 500, even though that's usually what happens, not every time. If there's 500 people in a knockout pool, you know, I mean, I'll take my chances in week 7 with 219 left rather than in week 2 with 497 left.
I got you.
I mean, it's a strength of numbers.
Look, and there is no exact science to it. Of course not. But we do disagree with philosophy there. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. When we come back, perfect parlay picks segment. Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer in New York for over 92 years. And right now, rates are low. It's time to lock in for this upcoming winter before the cold weather drives prices up. Call today to lock in your low rate. While there's no guarantee your team will win every Sunday, and we know that, it is a lock that Approved Oil will have you feeling worry-free this winter. Approved Oil has been delivering a brighter and warmer tomorrow for almost a century. If you want a lower heating bill, it has to be Approved Oil. Visit freezetherate.com.
Dude, how nice is it to have football back? Doesn't it just feel awesome?
Yeah.
I can't wait to make those picks next. Hey, Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice, whether it's a sports-related injury or maybe, God forbid, something a little more complex. Total Ortho has you covered. Locations throughout the island, Queens, and now West Orange, New Jersey. Don't struggle with pain or injuries. Get fast expert care from the leading orthopedic doctors, including the #1 spine doctor on Long Island. So all you have to do to get some information, see what's going on, visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com. Schedule an appointment today. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. The experts are getting you back to being you.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx taking on the Blue Jays. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're taking the Braves on the first 5 money line tonight against Seattle. We're backing Chris Sale with this play. He allowed 1 run in 6 innings during his last start and hasn't given up more than a run in his last 7. The Mariners' offense has struggled early in games. They've only scored 3 runs in the first 5 innings of their last 3. So take the Braves on the first 5 money line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Build monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zycam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zycam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zycam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zycam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zycam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zycam.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painter's Trust kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Time for BT and South football picks, brought to you by Cash App.
Week 1 perfect parlay picks segment. Now, Hoff went from first to worst. He won it the first year we did this. Last year finished dead last, only 150 points. I won with 305 points. BT, you finished second with 250. So about a 55-point differential. Every week counts the same. You know that. The perfect parlay consists of over-unders or spreads. A 2-team parlay worth 25. 3-team worth 50, 4-team worth 100. In addition to that, we pick the winner of the Jets and Giants each week with no spread. That's just straight up with 5 points per game there. You want to start us off, big boy? Here we go.
I do. Before we do that, though, it's funny because, like, to me, the Jets and the Giants, I don't want to say that they're throwaways, but think about, like, the research you do. A lot of times I do that with my heart. I'm like, I want to see the Jets and the Giants win, but that often determines who dresses up like a clown or whatever Gold Dust is. All right, let's get a little music. Let's rock this. Here we go. First up, I got a little, not a 1, not a 2. I got 3 spot for you, Sally boy. Going for that trio out of the shoot here. All right, couple of overs, couple of unders, one normal play. Tampa's at the Falcons. Sal's Falcons here. Obviously, I love Baker. I like Penix. The over-under there is 47.5. Now, keep in mind, injuries to me are an absolute storyline here. The offense for Tampa is very banged up. Tristan Wirfs, their outstanding left tackle, hurt, out. Chris Godwin, obviously still out from last year. Jalen McMillan, another receiver, out. And their starting tight end, Otten, who's good. He's been around a couple of years, had about 600 yards last year. I think 59 or 60 catches. They throw to him. He is in trouble as well. So I am going to take, just based on a fully functioning offense on Tampa's side, I'm going to go under, slightly under 47.5. That is Tampa and the Falcons. Next up, Miami and the Colts. That is in India. Hey, Danny Jones, Danny Dimes. How you doing, Dano? Over under 46.5. I'm going to go the opposite of the Tampa Falcons game, and I'm going to go over here. Miami is 2. Now, I'm not even sure, by the way, if Miami's going to absolutely win. I don't know. I actually think this game's going to be kind of close, but I do think that it's in the 30-ish, 27 range, 27, 24 range, which would tilt the number over, which is 46.5. So I'm going to go over there. Tua usually starts seasons well, 4-0 in the season opener. Miami, 8-1 in week 1 since 2013. I'm going over 46.5, Miami at the Colts. And finally, number 3, all right? And it's funny, you hit on some of this before, the criteria that you look to avoid. Well, I'm actually going to play it, but I'm going to apply it to the other team. Browns plus 5.5, taking on the Bengals in hosting the Bengals. So that's in Cleveland. Cincinnati, history of very slow starts under Zach Taylor, number 1. Number 2, divisional game. Number 3, a divisional game with a fairly big number. Right now it's 5.5, and that's big. And the road team is favored big. And also, Cincinnati has one of the absolute worst defenses in football. And that's not hyperbolic. Their defense is so bad that you could take this to the bank. It's going to sabotage what they do in terms of wins and losses. They're going to score a lot. They're going to give up a lot. So I'm going to take the Browns, maybe a little backdoor cover, whatever. I'm taking the Browns, home dogs, 5.5. So, in summation, Tampa at the Falcons, over, under. I'm going under 47.5. Miami Colts over 46.5. Brownies lay them up, plus 5.5, taking on the Bengals.
Yeah, I like it. It's fascinating between the two of us. I just don't even look at the over-under. It's never been a thing. All right, Hoppy, you went from first to worst last year. What do you got for us week 1?
Well, I'm very angry right now, so I'm not really sure what I should do, so I'm just going to go for the grand slam like always.
A 4-teamer right out of the game?
Yeah, because I'm just pissed, yeah. All right, here we go. And I have not done zero research. This is all gut feeling. New England, they're home versus Vegas. Vegas sucks. Geno Smith is going to regress. I don't care how good he's done with Pete Carroll in the past. New England's going to surprise some people. Minus 2.5 versus Raiders all day. I'll take the points. New England given 2.5. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I'm sorry, but your team, Falcons, they're not going to beat Tampa. Tampa Bay is going to be one of the better teams in the league. Minus 1.5 on the road. I'll take that. Tampa Bay minus 1.5 at Atlanta. I'm going to go to home to MetLife. Jets in Pittsburgh. There's no chance the Jets are winning this game, and there's no chance that they're going to cover the points. Aaron Rodgers is going to go ape, you-know-what, crazy all over the defense. He's going to have his best and only good game of the season against the Jets. Minus 2.5 Pittsburgh over the Jets, and then I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to take the plus 5.5. I am rocking a Giants jersey. I have made it official. I am a Giants fan this year. I only signing a 1-year deal with them, but Giants all the way. I feel very good about this defense. I think Jay Daniels going to regress. Plus 5.5 for Giants at Washington.
All right, they have it. Hoff with his 4-team pick, which is par for the course. We usually have a 5-team parlay. That's how we won the first year.
Well, to be fair, I actually put a 5th team, and I forgot we only do 4.
No, only 4 for obvious reasons. All right, here we go. The champ is up. Yeah, hit me with it, Dove. Now it's week 1, and there's a part of me that just wants to get nuts and go all in with the 4 teams, the 3 teams. But I want to be disciplined here. I want to be smart. I want to win another championship here in the Perfect Parlay Pick segment. So I narrowed it down to just 2 games. Get on the board. Get the Ziggy off the board, as the big guy used to say. And I did like the Giants for a point where I was like, oh, man, 5.5, I'm definitely taking the Giants. The Thomas injury, I don't know how I could confidently bet that against Washington on the road, so I'm staying away from that. Niners with McCaffrey, he's hurt. I can't touch that game, so I'm throwing those games out. Give me the Atlanta Falcons. Both of you guys talked about this game, and I thought maybe BT, you were going to take the Bucs. You're taking the under in that game. Yep. Hoff, you are taking the Bucs, so we're going head-to-head here. Atlanta has won 4 of the last 5 matchups against the Bucs. They are underrated coming in the year. I know they've had some issues with the offensive line, but I believe in Penix, and I think maybe the Bucs could have a little bit of a setback. Plus, by the way, it's a divisional game on the road, and I'm getting, from a Bucs perspective, divisional game on the road for them. I'm taking the home dog plus 1.5, and I think Atlanta's going to be good this year, at the very least solid. Give me the Falcons in the first game plus 1.5. Game number 2, and this is a game that I actually thought about I was going to take the Bears on Monday night. I don't understand how that line's just 1.5. Bears, everybody's talking up the Bears, but I'm going to stay away from that because who knows with J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings division matchup. I hate to do this, BT, but I've been talking up this game for literally months. There's no way Aaron Rodgers is coming back to MetLife Stadium and losing to the Jets. He's not. It's been on his mission. He is going to stick it to Woody, stick it to Aaron Glenn, who embarrassed him the way that he cut him. I believe in Tomlin, the Steelers' defense, Jets' banged-up offensive line. I like Aaron Glenn and all that the Jets have done here. I think it's going to be a rough go week 1 at MetLife, specifically because the guy that they kicked out of town, Aaron Rodgers, is going to torment them. Him and his big play weapon now, DK Metcalf, Freiermuth, tight end. They could run the football with the rookie. Gave me the Steelers minus 2.5. So Falcons at home plus 1.5 against the Bucs. Steelers on the road against the Jets minus 2.5.
Okay.
All right, for the straight up here. Go ahead, Dobe. Yeah, I like it.
That does pop, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like coming out of the tunnel. Makes me excited.
Gets you
I love the
excited, right? I'm going to go with, obviously, the Steelers, and I hate to do it. I'm going to take the Commanders as well. I don't see any way either New York team, even with the expectations being raised and the excitement, week 1, I got to take both the opponents here.
I'm going the other way. I'm going Yeah, I know. His sensibility winning over is
Jets, I could see.
Well, listen, if the Giants' pass rush is going to be as good as I think they're going to be, and as disruptive and as game-changing as I think they're going to be, I got to give them a chance to win. Now, I really almost took the Giants with the point spread, but this is obviously a different part here. So I will take the Giants, and I will take the Jets. I said on the pod the other day, Jets 20-17 win. Not going to be a high-scoring game if they do win. And the Giants could be a little higher score. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go Jets and Giants week 1, both to get wins. How stunning would that be?
It would be. Look, I think it's a realistic possibility. I just would be stunned by it. Hop, what do you got?
I'm taking the Steelers and the Giants.
Steelers and you split the baby there. So I'm Steelers, Commanders. BT is Jets, Giants. Hop, you are Steelers and the Giants. Obviously, that would be indicative of your picks as well. There you have it. Perfect parlay pick segment week 1 is in the books. And now you know I'm going to be locked into this stuff. That's sometimes why you don't need to actually bet a ton of money because you're invested in these picks anyway because you want to win this pick segment.
There's no doubt. There's pride. There's fun. There's embarrassment at the end. And it's funny because usually it changes fast. Like there's an abrupt shift in somebody's kind of setting the pace. So first of all, somebody's got to get on the board first.
Right.
That's where the texts start coming in. Somebody's got to break. And it usually takes a couple of weeks. We usually don't get it right away.
Pressure on the other person or other people.
Not to get too buried, but then, Hoff did it in year number 1 where he just banged a bunch.
Teamer.
Yeah, a 5-teamer. He banged it in very late or late-ish. And I think I was winning at that point. As you close between you and I, Hoff just came in from the side door. So it's fun. It's a good way to get eyeballs on some different games, and hopefully we all do well, make some people some money.
Also, think about it. Part of the strategy, right, is I want to just get points and check it down and do the 2-team parlay. But if I hit 3 2-team parlays in the first 3 weeks, all of a sudden you go out there and hit 1 4-team parlay, you're going to beat me.
That's true. So it's not so much. Yes, you can think about from a strategic perspective. Get a few points on the board. Get a couple singles. Get a couple guys on base, or in week 7 come up and hit a 9-run home run and just basically pass everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull an Anthony Volpe. Just every time I go up to the plate, just try to hit a home run.
I think that's not unnecessary.
He's actually he's doing it more and more. It's actually getting more. Oh, by the way, Kodai Senga. Did you see this?
No, what? Did he accept it?
Yep. Option AAA Syracuse.
When did that happen?
Just popped up while you were doing your stuff.
Oh, didn't see that.
Just happened.
So he's going to accept going to the minor leagues.
Accepted that.
That's the right thing.
100%.
Just to finish this perfect parlay pick segment thing up, I think one of you two are going to be Adrian Adonis this year.
Oh, good God almighty.
No.
If it's, I would really hope that it's Spiker Adrian Adonis more so than, adorable Adrian Adonis.
I was going to say adorable Adrian Adonis.
Oh, the flower shop.
We got to check with HR first before we All right, BT and Sal on the fan. Boy, your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with a new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant. so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This wasn't just, I have my good stuff, you haven't seen me, I'm going to throw it best. I'm going to fool you, I'm going to give you something you haven't seen. This was a kid who's struggling. This was a guy who started the game without his best stuff and found it, settled in, and became the dominant pitcher he's been. That's the kind of outing that you can start to bank on.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones says a lot of things. Some are true, some even he would admit are not. When Dallas traded Micah Parsons to Green Bay, Jones tried to sell the fact that their defense would be better. His new addition, Kenny Clark, would stop the run. Turns out, Jones was either wrong or fooling himself. Early on, the Eagles ran at will in the season opener. There were positives for Dallas last night in a close loss, but for now, when it comes to stopping the run, seems like the same old Cowboys. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only, September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. See the new boat models from all the major manufacturers. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterboatshow.com. See you there.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going? Yep. Ditched a big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts. Hanover Bank. Are they local? Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town. Sounds like you're banking with neighbors. Exactly. Real people, real service. I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit hanoverbank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Hey, it's Sal Licata. Ready for nonstop action? Get your game on at Wind Creek, Bethlehem. Hit the casino floor to play the hottest slots and table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette. Go big in the poker room with table-side massages and complimentary beverage service. Or feel the thrill of live dealer stadium gaming. Try your hand at axe throwing at Angry Jacks or virtual golf at Twisted Teas. For a great bite to eat, fuel up at one of their top restaurants. From the classic steakhouse, Chop House, to Urban Table, Chopstick, and more. Cap the night with live entertainment or cocktails in their Luxe lounges. Then unwind in style at Wind Creek's AAA 4-Diamond Hotel. Play online anytime in the Wind Creek Casinoverse. Download it for free from the Apple or Google App Stores. Learn more at WindCreekBethlehem.com. Wind Creek Bethlehem, your play and stay destination. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Watch every New York game at Tap Room, now with 9 Long Island locations. Enjoy Sunday game day specials, Wing Night Thursdays, and Kids Eat Free Tuesdays. Find your spot at taproomofny.com.
Town Fair Tire became New England's #1 discount tire dealer by giving you the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. And with over 100 stores from Connecticut to Maine, we'll beat anybody's price. Other dealers, we beat them. Warehouse clubs, we beat them. Online sites, we beat them all every day. So remember, for the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Jersey City can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Newport Center. Grand opening celebration September 19th through September 21st.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Call of the Day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Dan is in Saratoga. What's up, Dan?
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you, Dan?
First of all, excellent. First of all, I can't tell you how thrilled I am that the baseball season ended last night.
What?
And when it comes to the Jets and Fields.
Whoa, Danny boy, hang on. Hold on.
No, go BT. I'm ready.
Well, I'm just going to ask you. I'm not going to fight you. I was going to ask you a question. What do you mean the season's ended? Who's your team? Yanks, Mets, what?
No, I don't have one. I hate the game.
Oh, well, there you go. But it also never started for you then.
It's far from over. Dan, track season has ended in Saratoga. Baseball season is far from over, at least in New York.
Come on, Dan.
The longest period of time for me is the day the NBA playoffs end. And last night, when it comes to sports.
It actually was a call, BT, that led to a deeper conversation about the NFL and the way that the game has evolved to a point where, scoring so many points to me at times is just not as enjoyable as it used to be. So it was a good call there by Dan in Saratoga, even though he hates baseball. All right, BT and Sal, player to watch, sponsored by ELEC 825, building our future. Collars & Co., the original dress collar polo. Player to watch this weekend?
I'm going to go to Olu Fashanu. I said this yesterday, I think he's got a chance to be great. And, you're going to get a good look because if that left side is solidified with him at the tackle spot, as it should be, and it was when he was healthy last year, I think the Jets' O-line comes out and they get some openings, which obviously extends drives and gets some points and keeps Rutgers off the field. And really, I could say this most of the season, but this week, Olu Fashion.
Yeah, I'm going to go Abdul Carter for the Giants, specifically because of the matchup with Jaden Daniels. How are they going to have him try to defend Jaden Daniels? Are they going to have him spy Daniels? Is he just going to be a guy that's going to go out there? As Burkhard mentioned before, we had Kevin Burkhard on. In case you missed it, check it out on the free Odyssey app. He'll be calling the game with Tom Brady on Fox on Sunday, the game with the Giants and Commanders. And he mentioned it before, Daniels, and we know this too, Daniels is not a quarterback that you're going to be able to go back there and pin your ears back and go, rush him because he's going to elude that. So are the Giants going to try to combat that by maybe saying have Burns and Thibodeau try to rush and have Carter maybe spy Daniels? So we'll see. But either way, regardless of just that specific matchup, which I think is enough to watch Abdul Carter, I want to see the big boy have his presence felt right out of the gate. The guy who we both thought was no doubt about it, the best player in the draft, a guy who is a big part of why we think the Giants defense should be so good. Let's see what Abdul Carter could do here in week 1 with the Giants.
2 big names, 2 important ones. I can't wait to watch him play. Let me give you a quick quote here because imagine hearing this last year from Robert Saleh. So it's fairly basic. It doesn't mean the Jets are going to have a season that is going to be awesome, but it does tell you that they're pointed in the right direction. So Aaron Glenn was asked about what his post Elijah Vera Tucker O-line configuration or reconfiguration is going to be. And, he could have easily given you some answer that really meant nothing. Instead, he's just so blunt and to the point. He, quote, "Why would I tell you that? Why would I give a team a competitive advantage on knowing what we're doing?" End quote. I love the basic shutdown, common sense. It's real talk instead of going in circles.
No nonsense. He's not trying to pretend or soften anything or trying to be something he's not, Mr. Night Guy. Why would I tell you that? Like, he's not being rude. He's being open and honest about it. Hey, look, he has said and done all the right things, Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
I just need to see it.
I get it.
And
So
I
do
told
I.
you, we spoke about this earlier. The number one thing I want to see from the Giants' perspective is their defense. Number one thing I want to see from the Jets is their discipline, smart play. That is something that maybe we can see as soon as week 1 to see if there is a real tangible difference. Even if they get beat by Pittsburgh, even if Rodgers lights them up, there still are going to be things where you could say, you know what, this is still a well-coached football team that maybe just doesn't match up well, doesn't have the talent, whatever.
The Jets are on 7-point favorites. They're 2.5-point dogs at home for a reason.
Right.
I mean, you got to love. First, you got to change perception, then you got to change the reality. So there are checkpoints for the Jets to be looked upon going in the right direction. I do agree. It doesn't have to necessarily come in the form of a win. Now, remember Dable's first game down in Tennessee?
Yeah.
When he lit up Jones on that terrible throw to Saquon. Do you think, so even though he changed the next year, got a little softer, but he said right away, I am an aggressive, in-your-face, old-school kind of a guy. Do you think we see the same thing from Aaron right away?
I do.
I do, too.
Now, I don't know about that specific example.
But maybe not towards the quarterback, but like a defensive or a stupid penalty, whatever it might be.
As a matter of fact, I want to see it. If he needs to light somebody up, I believe Aaron Glenn is going to light somebody up.
So do I.
He may do it in a different way than Dable or Parcells or whatever, but I believe there's not going to be any mincing of words, and however he decides to deliver the message will be received when Aaron Glenn sends the message.
And if it's not received, you will be on the bench or you will be out of the building.
Well, that's
a big part of the process.
That's why I'm looking for. I just think this is a tough spot. And look, who knows? Could be wrong. You could be right. Maybe the Jets' offensive line and they could run the football and Justin Fields make some plays. Steelers aren't some world beaters. I just feel like with Rodgers, and maybe part of that's emotional because I like Aaron Rodgers and believe that he's on a mission. Yeah, he is on a mission, but there's only so much you can do about it. What if he gets hurt? Who the hell knows what could happen with the Steelers? But even with this matchup, in my mind, being a difficult one for the Jets, I still think you could see a lot of positive things.
I think the Jets, even though I picked the Jets to win a tight one, of course I could see the Jets losing. I could even see the Jets losing by 10 points if it got off of the wrong foot, have to throw the ball, things we've talked about. But outside of you liking him, and I like him too, it was just not this weekend, like, where's the evidence? What Aaron Rodgers doesn't play well generally on opening week or early in the year. He hasn't played a snap this summer. It's a new offense. It didn't placate him like the Jets did. I don't think their offense is amazing. He's got some options, and the Jets defense at the bare minimum is good. Like, why do you think Rodgers is going to be so comfortable? He's 41.
Because the Steelers will put him in a position to succeed. They are a smart enough staff to know what is going to work. So whether it's a good defense, whether it's a good ground game, and then the times that he is going to have to make the play with 2 tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Freiermuth, who can make plays, and obviously DK Metcalf, who is a beast that is near unstoppable. Like, I want to see the test. Hey, if this were Darrelle Revis, he'd shut down the big Calvin Johnson.
Yep,
Andre
Megatron,
Johnson.
sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, all those guys. Shut them down 1 year, shut them all. T.O., you name Moss.
Didn't matter how big they were, he shut them down. That, to me, is a true shutdown corner. Sauce talks like that. He's now paid like that. Let's see him shut down DK Metcalf. I don't think he could, so I don't think Rodgers is going to go out there and throw the ball 40 freaking times.
There's no way he's doing that. It's probably going to rain Saturday, too.
Okay,
That's the other thing, too. Advantage Jets. I want it to rain. He did not throw the ball well in the rain against Denver last year. Well, usually he does. He got big hands, and he's used to inclement weather in Green Bay. He did not throw the ball well in the rain, Rodgers.
Hard for me to envision that when it's either going to be the Jets getting the best of their former player or their former player getting the best of them. Hard to me envision the Jets coming out victorious.
Now, that's based on years and years and years of herd and reality. Understood.
Also, Justin Fields is their quarterback. Like, it's not just that.
Yeah. But like, if the Jets weren't such a tortured franchise, I'm not so sure you'd feel so confidently about that. It's easy to say, hey, it's going to go wrong for the Jets before it goes right. I mean, that's the easiest thing to say because that's what the Jets make you say. I think the Jets are going to come out. Listen, here's Aaron said he wants the fans to be proud of the team. To me, it starts What would be unacceptable, not even not winning, it would be unacceptable for it not to be a 4-quarter game. Give me a competitive game. Give me a score with 10 points either way, a chance to maybe make some. It better be 4 quarters.
Same should be said for the Giants. I don't want to hear any excuses. I know how good the Commanders were a year ago. Jaden Daniels. This is nonsense. I don't want to hear it. You go out there and compete. They could lose a tight one, whatever, like they've done to Washington before.
Yeah.
We better see a competitive game here. That defense better be shining. I know it's not easy against Jaden Daniels. Still, they should be able to do enough to keep that team in the game. And then with Russell Wilson, with Malik Neighbors, with the ability to run the football, Theo Johnson, maybe another player to watch this weekend. There should be no I know they're 5.5 point dogs. They're on the road, division game, tough matchup. No excuse. Go out there and compete for 4 quarters.
I agree. They almost beat them last year. Both games were very tight. And here's the other thing, too. We had Burkhard on. If you guys missed it, it was great. Great to have him back on the fan. I was so happy for his success. He's phenomenal with Brady in the booth. But if you missed the free Odyssey app, he said that he does not think that there will be a sub package for Jackson Dart. I don't necessarily agree. Where do you stand on that? I think that we see Dart at some point. Not a lot.
Yeah,
and snap here.
Yeah, now I am. Burkhard didn't say that he had any inside info or not. He just said basically definitively no. We have been led to believe, like the feel is that you are going to see him at some point. Would that be the right spot, though, week 1? I'm going to probably lean no. I'll go with KB on that one and say probably not. I think you'll see it eventually. I don't know about week 1.
Well, I mean, if you trust him enough to be quarterback 2 going into the season opener, you wouldn't trust him enough to make a right read in the right spot like you did with
I know, but do you have to do it?
No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to be ultra creative and try to, catch him off guard.
Force his way into the game.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to Kevin Burkhard who joined us. Nick Costos as well, of course. Thanks to Doe for his help as usual. Hoff and everything that he's been doing with the podcast stuff, the music. God bless you, Hoff. Good luck with the road trip. Hoff will be on the road, obviously, with the Giants in Washington. So
Safe
good luck.
travels, Hoffy.
And he's got his overnight show. Good. Is there good guy? There enough you could have on your plate? He's got the overnight show tonight.
He's got everything but a smile right now.
Good job, Hoff. He'll get there eventually tonight at 2 a.m. All right, that does it for us. Thanks to everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every one of you. Evan and Tiki special show live from the American Dream. Stay tuned for that.